Wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two-tone Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two-tone Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two-tone Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron.
Cut the damn music! Cut that music! Turn that off! Who in the hell does Shady McCoy think he is? I'm just going to start by saying this. Listen, I'm a Pitt guy, and so is he. But my black and gold blood runs much thicker than my blue and gold blood does. I've been on Shady's side this whole time. As a matter of fact, people were talking about him possibly being a Hall of Famer one day, and I was supportive of that. But you know what this Philadelphia-born dimwit is saying? Shady McCoy saying that Big Ben Roethlisberger does not belong in the Hall of Fame? Because he doesn't have his first team All-Pro. Do you know that there's Lynn Swann doesn't have any first team All-Pro experience, and he's a Hall of Famer? Shady McCoy. And again, from the other side of the state, doesn't surprise me. But the idiots, listen, what a fucking dumb thing. Ben Roethlisberger is clearly, hands down, walking to the Hall of Fame material. And for one to have an opinion, I don't know, maybe to stand there that strongly and say that Ben Roethlisberger doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame is insane. And listen, if he was elsewhere, I would say the same thing, not just because he's a Steeler player, but at the end of the day, what the fuck? Ben Roethlisberger isn't a Hall of Famer? Listen, they may mess with him in the voting because of whatever happened early on in his career, which is fucked up because, again, he went out and got chicks and a chick decided to fuck him over. Like any fucking NFL football player never goes out and gets women. It's bullshit. Shady McCoy thinks Ben Roethlisberger does not belong in the Hall of Fame. What a joke. Now I hope that my former Pitt player doesn't go to the Hall of Fame. Unless he gets on and publicly apologizes to Big Ben. Other than that, I'm out. I was supportive of him. I thought his stupid ass should have been in the Hall of Fame, but you know what? F him. I'd rather not have as many Hall of Famers from Pitt. How stupid. How stupid.
Dumb.
Maybe Peyton Manning shouldn't be in.
Big Ben and Peyton Manning have similar playoff statistics. Completion percentage is exactly the same. Big Ben has a higher touchdown ratio. Big Ben has a better winning record than Peyton Manning. But Peyton Manning has regular season All-Pros.
What a stupid thing. And here it is at the end of the day, somebody that's like this idiot, Lamar Jackson, who never got shit done besides choked his whole entire career away. He'll walk into the Hall of Fame. When one got, for 18 years, I expected, when I woke up and got ready for Steeler games, I was ready because I knew that my quarterback put us in a position to win every single game. And again, take him away from the equation. Coach Tomlin or Coach Cowher would have had any success in that time period. I'm not saying any, but you know what? It wouldn't have been as much. What a ridiculous thing. I'm going to leave it right there, guys. I just had to get that off my chest today. I read it through the weekend. I didn't have time to get into it yesterday, but at the end of the day, Shady McCoy believes that Ben Roethlisberger does not belong in the Hall of Fame. Mr. Eastern Pennsylvania with his opinions. What a fucking dumb thing. What a dumb thing. I mean, listen, and you're a football player, so I'm going to assume you know football. Have you ever watched him play? Have you noticed that he finished in the top 8 at the end of his career in passing yards? That doesn't qualify him. The only quarterback to have back 2 6 touchdowns. What a fucking idiot. How dumb. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Michael, how are you, my man?
Brother, I'm great. I have some more Big Ben stuff if you want to throw it out there to just solidify his resume.
Please.
He's tied for 7th in playoff wins.
Yes. Yeah. It's
4th in playoff passing yards, 8th in passing touchdowns. Yeah. Yeah, the only quarterbacks ahead of him, he's tied with Favre. He's behind Brady, Mahomes, Montana, Bradshaw, Elway, and Peyton Manning. I think Manning has him by 1 or some shit like that. But, like, he's up there with the greats of the greats to ever play this game. It's not his fault that, he played in the era with Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, which, we can argue, like, I think Big Ben actually had a better career than Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. And I think Ben had a better career than Drew Brees. You had those guys who were playing in uber pass-happy offenses where Ben played for coaches where, okay, we got the lead. We're going to sit on it. We're not going to inflate our numbers to make stats look pretty. We got a lead. Well, let's just grind this shit out and get the fuck home. So imagine if he, like Cowher, for those 2 years, and Tomlin, I'll just allow them to stat pad every single game, where he would finish in those rankings.
Maybe this Shady McCoy, Mike, again, maybe in the words of Patrick Starr, maybe he's stupid. You ask 10 football fucking fans, and 9 of them are going to tell you that Big Ben Roethlisberger is hands down a Hall of Famer, and they'll be standing there to stupid ass Shady McCoy. Yeah. Again, I've been pulling for him. Come on, let's get him in the Hall. Yeah. Fuck that shit. Man.
I can understand you say, hey, maybe not first ballot, get him in next year. Okay, we can have an intelligent conversation, but to say he's not a Hall of Famer at all is just, this is why former players need vetted before they get behind a microphone. Because I've literally never heard any good takes out of Shady McCoy. They've always been some of the dumbest takes ever.
Maybe he's stupid. Maybe we're right. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is episode 1012 of the Two Dumb Yinzers, just 2 days away from the big preseason opener. Pittsburgh Steelers will be hosting them Green Bay Packers Thursday night, guys. Just a little over 48 hours away. It's coming fast. Not only that, Mike, we were 33. We're Merrill Hodge, Bam Morris, all these great players that have passed away from the opener against the Atlanta Falcons, also right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So much is coming up for our Steelers, Mike. It's coming up, and it's coming up fast. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, a lot of things to get into today. Michael, my man, how are you? Let's just jump off of the Ben and Shady McCoy story for a minute and tell me how you are.
Like I said before I got to the air with you, it's been a day already. I unfortunately had to work at work. It's some bullshit. I'm supposed to stand there and look pretty and do work. So I was grumpy and angry. Had a good nap, still grumpy and angry. Got this conversation going. Now I'm happy. The juices are flowing, brother. I'm having a good day. The terrible board's here. You're here. What more can someone ask for at 1 in the afternoon?
If anybody's going to make you smile on a Tuesday, it's me.
Right? Like I said before we got on the air, like, it's been a shitty day and I haven't even spoken to you yet.
Yeah.
But who would have thought that's what I needed? It's like when your tummy's a little upset, you go get some Taco Bell, clean up the system.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you're talking my language. Now I think we're going to get along just fine. Good day to you, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Again, this is episode 1012 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. We're just 2 days away from the big first preseason game against Green Bay, guys. We have 3 of these things coming up. They are all nationally televised, and then again in just 33 days. We do have the Atlanta Falcons coming to town, and we got a lot to talk about. Mike, camp is continuing on, practice continuing on. Some things still need some tweaking. As we're learning about practice going day to day, we'll get to all that here shortly. Also, I do have some things that I missed yesterday. I went back and I seen on the board, and we'll address some of those things as well. So do stick around. We have a lot of things to get into today. Let me jump on the terrible board and say this. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Dude in the house. He says, afternoon, fellas. What's up, dude? Always great seeing John on the terrible board. Dude, my man, welcome to the show. Just 2 days away from the Pittsburgh Steelers out on the field doing their thing. I got a lot to say about it today. Let's do it right here in the house. Cody, my man, always great seeing Cody in the house. Cody says this. He says, that's what happens when you that's what usually happens when you panic and have to move up for a wide receiver you don't want. Cody is already on his shit. Let's continue on to Just Learning. Just Learning says this. Tomlin's D coaches screwed Fitzpatrick. That's questionable. I mean, we can certainly I don't disagree. We can talk about that. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says, who the fuck is Shady McCoy? Who the fuck is Shady McCoy? Of course, if you're being facetious, I'm not sure. He was a running back, a very good running back, played for Philadelphia a lot of years. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, maybe the Hall of Very Good, maybe not great, but at the end of today, I don't even want him in my Hall of Very Good. I'm going to be honest with you. He could sit in the hallway by the toilets is where he could sit. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says, okay, we did get that. Just Learning says that podcast is the worst. And you know what? I didn't even catch what podcast it was. I just read the article about it, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, but there you go. Just Learning also said this. Fitzpatrick was on the Pivot podcast. He said he was so confused why the Steelers let him go. I mean, your lack of production certainly probably was a part of it. But again, that's debatable. Let's go here back to Cody. Cody says this at Larry Fitzgerald's introductory interview. He said they told him it was weird. The highlight you mostly are known for is the James Harrison 100-yard interception touchdown. How do you respond to that? And again, to know that Larry Fitzgerald, of course, had more tackles than he had dropped balls during his career in the NFL. That's what it makes me go to. Yes, I think of him chasing Debo down the sideline, getting him at the very last second as Debo crosses the goal line, basically. But the one thing that I do remember, Mike, is the statistic. He's had more tackles off of guys that intercepted passes from his quarterbacks than he had dropped passes in his career.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. But good on him. He really couldn't ask for a better player. He is the wide receiver of this generation if you're trying to tear that up. Let's go here to Code Man. Code Man says this. Cody says, I am no closer to knowing who Shady McCoy is. And you know what? If he wasn't a Pitt guy, I'd probably be right there with you. Be honest. And he's from Philadelphia, so let's go here to Tortilla. He says, I can see the argument for him not being a first ballot because of the off-field issues. Anything after that is a reach. He's a lock for the Hall of Fame event. I mean, it's a very eventually. Let's just say they play the PR card like they're doing with Belichick. Okay, whatever. But come on, to say he's not a Hall of Famer, out of your mind. Again, I assume that Shady McCoy has CTE. I don't know. But again, Mike, I assume that he knows something about football.
It's a first. I don't know. Some football players, you listen to them talk, like they know their position.
Yeah.
They don't know the overall game and stuff. So
again, my black and gold blood runs a lot stronger than my blue and gold blood. I'm always going to be a Pitt fan, but at the end of the day, that love will never trump my Steeler love.
I think we just cracked why you're always sick. You have black and gold and
blue
and gold blood.
What are you talking about? I'm never sick.
You're always dying.
That was a good joke, though. That was I appreciate it.
We might get you tested, brother.
Yeah. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. What up, boys? What up, my man? Always great seeing Steel Loyal all the way from North Carolina. The Carolinas. Let's go here to Cody. He says he's the real Slim Shady. Steel Loyal says, I'm the real Slim Shady. Please stand up. And he says, I'm standing up right now. Just Learning says Ben played against the cheating Patriots. Sure did. No, this is Patrick. Let's go here to Ty, my man, the myth, the GOAT in the house. Always great seeing Tyrone. Brother, I hope things are going good for you. I don't know. I'm getting a feeling. I want to talk to Mike about something today to get the show started, but I need to get a better feel because I'm ready. I'm ready for some JPJ. I know that everybody's ready for JPJ. I know it's somewhat controversial here in Pittsburgh as well, Mike. I mean, you were telling me that the people in Pittsburgh on a lot of these threads are kind of against JPJ.
Yeah.
Let me get through these messages.
Yeah.
See, this is crazy to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Let's get through these messages and we'll get back to that. Let's go right here to the original OG Yinzer Joe in the house. Good afternoon, Yinzers. Always great seeing Yinzer Joe, my man. Always good seeing you, sir. 2 days away. Just learning. Ryan is offended. I like it. Yeah, I'm offended, all right, because F that shit. The fuck's he think he is? Bro, you were on the loser-ass Eagles. I don't know. He might have been on one of the Super Bowl teams, but F him. F him. Let's go here to Cody. He says, how do you know who Patrick Starr is, but not Weenie Hut Jr.? Not Weenie Hut Jr. What the hell is that?
Who the fuck is Weenie Hut Jr.?
I don't know. Can you guess who left the message, though? Can you guess, Mike, who put that message?
That's got to be Cody.
It was Cody. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go to Tortilla. He says the comeback wins, the touchdowns, the yards, the Super Bowls. If Big Ben isn't a Hall of Famer, neither is Drew Brees. I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more, my friend. He is a Hall of Famer. What a stupid. I'm pissed off. I'm even using my breath on this, Mike. We could be talking about other things. What a dumb fucking thing. Let's go here. Joe says trade JPJ. Tyrone says A-Rod said Bernard has a bright future. Just got to learn the offense. We'll get a touch on that here shortly as well. Trader Joe Tortilla says. Cody says, I do want to say what's up to Tortilla in the house all the way from Sacramento, California. My man, always great seeing Tortilla. Cody says this. Mike, was it hot out there on the corner?
No, my corner has a nice little misting fan that you see, like, you know, when the northern teams go down south to play football, that misting cooling fan. That's what my corner has, and that thing travels with me. You know, this is why I can charge a higher rate.
Let's continue on. Let's go right here. The original OG. And Joe says this. That's a good place to get a deal on them corners, baby. On them corners. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says Peyton Wilson on Debo and Joe pod. Watt JPJ will be coming up next. Follows it up by saying Bernard been doing all good, though he will ball in preseason and he'll get going for the season. We're going to talk a lot about that today. Actually, we're going to talk a lot about the offensive side of the football, where it seems to be most of the news is coming out of. Let's continue to get through some messages. First, go to Cody. Oh, I didn't know that. If it was about Shady McCoy, you know what? Who cares? Don't know about it then, because F them. Let's go here to Tortilla. Madden 27 says Cole Holcomb has no risk of injury and is 100% healthy. That's got to be the first one that he's had this on Madden. It's got to be.
And in real life, hey, a win is a win. We will take it for Cole Holcomb.
That's right. Hey, it says it on Madden. Must be true. Let's go here.
True, baby.
Let's go to Somber. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Somber in the house all the way from Los Angeles, outside of Los Angeles, California. A lot to get into today, putting a lot of our talking points up on the board. We do appreciate that. He says this. Aaron Rodgers says Germie Bernard is a great kid, but he's looking to see Bernard continue to completely grasp the playbook and play as fast as possible. He's so sudden. He's got phenomenal hands. We just need to keep him, need to be super confident and play as fast as he can. From Furaball, of course, Nick Furaball is where that report is coming from Somber. Also, he says this, DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. have injuries. Yes, absolutely. Aaron Rodgers said Rodgers pointed out how guys like Germie Bernard and Brandon Smith has stepped up. Rodgers with a ton of praise for Smith, who he says is much better shape than he was when they were both on the Jets. So there you go, some up-to-date information. We'll get through all that in just a few minutes here as we get rolling. Thank you, Somber. Let's continue right here to Cody. He says, I don't know why I thought Shane McCoy was a quarterback for the Browns a while back. And finally, Tyrone says Ravens corner carted off the field with a hurt leg or knee. So much to get into today, guys, around the division, on the team. Mike, but let me finish my thoughts with this, with what I started with. This is who went into the Hall of Fame the other day. I apologize. I didn't give you all the names. I said Larry Fitzgerald. I probably stopped right there. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig as the senior inductee. They were this year's Hall of Famers. And next year's notables, next year's first-year notables, are these gentlemen: Ben Roethlisberger, Rob Gronkowski, Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, Lev Bell, Eric Weddle, a couple other guys. So again, there's some good ones there, Mike.
That's a loaded class.
It sure is. You can certainly go Richard Sherman in first. You can certainly go Adrian Peterson in first. You can certainly go Cam Newton if you wanted to. Gronk, absolutely. I think on the edge would probably be an Eric Weddle with this group. But come on, I think Ben certainly belongs in the Hall of Fame. And again, McCoy, you could go bite me because what the fuck what kind of take is that? Ben Roethlisberger does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Lynn Swann didn't have no All-Pros. No. He's in the Hall of Fame. Over 30 players didn't have All-Pros that are in the Hall of Fame. But yet Shady McCoy, this Eastern Pennsylvania jackass, this jag-off, if you will, has that to say, Mike, and that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, like Ryan Clark had a really good take on the Hall of Fame. He's like, they need to change their voting process in the way they do it. More or less, and they shouldn't have to go there and be advocated. Someone shouldn't have to go and advocate for players from the team to get in. You should know, like, players that you've seen, you know they should be in the Hall of Fame. You put them in the Hall of Fame. You know, when you have a class of 9 guys coming up, if all 9 of them were guaranteed bona fide, you watch them play Hall of Famers, it's like, put all 9 in. If you have a class that's coming up, there's only 4 out of 7 people that go in, put those 4 in. And then you debate it on. And he's saying how someone like Roger Craig had to wait this long to get into the Hall of Fame, who we all knew was a Hall of Famer. Like, this guy had dementia and couldn't enjoy it. Why are we letting some of these older guys wait and suffer till they're either dead or don't even know what's going on to get inducted to the Hall of Fame, like we saw Mongo McMichael last year? There has to be a change in the voting process, because it's the only sport that I know of where the Hall of Fame vote is all sports writers from every team meet up in Canton and they stand up and give presentations on the guy to sway voters. Like, every other place is like they send out your ballot and you vote, because you should know who was a Hall of Famer or not. You shouldn't have to stand there and advocate for someone, because reporters have personal biases.
This is why they shouldn't be involved. Listen, you know who should be involved? They should have a committee of guys that get paid a lot of money to do this. They're not biased. Like, I'm thinking of that guy that walks around with the white gloves that carries a Stanley Cup everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like Switzerland. You know what I mean? He's neutral. He doesn't care if the Penguins win. He doesn't care if the Red Wings win. He doesn't care. We need 9 guys like a Supreme Court that sit around and do nothing but talk about Hall of Fame type shit. They watch football all the time and again make things work the way that it's supposed to work.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it has to change. You can't go to each sports writer, every team sports. That's asking for that's asking for disaster.
Yeah, it only they take okay, who covers the Steelers, and for the longest time it was Ed Bouchette. Now, what if Ed Bouchette had something against a certain player? Would he go up there and give a full-throated defense and presentation of why they should be a Hall of Famer? And guys from other teams, would they do the same thing? Or did they really like someone who wasn't a Hall of Famer? Would they wax poetic to try and sway them to get voted in? Baseball doesn't have the perfect system, but they have, I think, is the most fair. Here's everyone who was eligible. We're going to send it out to the voters. You vote on it, and X percentage votes, get in. It's just who's going in. And that's, for me, there's got to be a system that combines maybe both of those or something to overhaul it for the NFL, because it is weird how they do it.
I hate it, but anyway, let's get to the Steelers. Let's get to what's important, guys. We'll worry about that when the time comes. Lots to get into today, as you're seeing on the board. A few things I do want to start off by saying. The Steelers did try out more players yesterday. They tried out wide receiver Jacksonville wide receiver Ben Patterson. Mike, he came in and tried out on Monday. Also, with injury information, let's see right here. Max, is doubtful for Thursday. Max is doubtful for Thursday. However, the status on him is getting close. So, and providing it's not Mark Caboli telling us this, I assume that Max will be back at a pretty decent time, not sometime in November when you're telling us it's going to be close.
Yeah.
So we got Max, Mike. He is not going to be playing more than likely on Thursday. He is getting close, though. Also, Eccles and Logan Lee, again, they were out yesterday with injuries. Little Eli returned. He was having some issues after spending some time. He got a little injury, I guess, at the end of the week last week. Didn't practice the end of the week due to a hammy. He had a hammy, so he got back to practice yesterday. Little Eli, and I got to be honest with you, little Eli. No, it's the other one. I'm going to get them 2 white guys so confused. I really am. The little white guys. Little E-line, little Legion.
Legion, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm bouncing off of what I was just saying right now from the injuries. You know what? I'm not going to bounce into that just yet, Mike. Anything on that? Injuries up to date, and also anything that's coming through live, any new information, Mike, will keep us posted as it does happen throughout the show today. Mike, your take on those injuries?
Yeah, what I read, but it came from the horse's mouth. It came from Coach McCarthy saying, yeah, he was back out there doing individual drills. That's a good step for us. We want it, but there's a strength component in there. Right now, he's doubtful. So they're monitoring. Like if he can get his strength back and get back up to speed, he'll be playing. I hope he can, but this far out for a Thursday night preseason game, I think it would be doubtful. It might be the prudent thing to maybe hold him out. But hey, he'll be at least on the sideline, seeing the game from that perspective of how fast it is at the pro level now. Be smart, observe the game, and keep him healthy. But in the other injuries, I really haven't seen any major updates on anyone else. But Logan Lee, that's not a good one. This cat's going to struggle to make the roster.
Absolutely. I mean, they are continuing to go on and on about the depth on both offense and defensive lines. So again, we'll see how that plays out with Camp Mike and first game against Green Bay, just 2 days away. So the questions will certainly slowly start to be answered. I don't know if we'll have any definitive answers by Thursday night, Friday morning, but we will start to get an idea of what is going on, Mike. Where I wanted to start today, again, we talked a little bit on the thumbnail you have Germie Bernard. Somber brought it up here a little bit. This is, guys, what is right here. Let me find my Germie Bernard. All right here. ESPN's Ben Solak was at practice, Mike. He says this: Bernard worked almost exclusively with the second string team, doing team drills, noting that Bernard is having issues getting up to speed with motion and blocking assignments and other fine details. Also going on, Mike, in the same breath, Coach McCarthy does also say that he's unhappy with the Steelers pre-snap penalties that he's been getting, and a lot of things during the things that are going on here in training camp, Mike, saying that they're just a little bit higher than normal, the penalties at practice. So again, something that he certainly want to work on. So I tied them together, Mike. Of course, Bernie not picking it up, and then I'm tying that into something else that the McCarthy is not too happy with right now. So if you want to address it in separate ways, you can.
Yeah, it's the first thing I noticed today too was like Mike McCarthy hampering on the team about those missed assignments, the pre-snap penalties, and those are killer. We've seen in the past how they can kill a drive, kill momentum, and stuff like that. That needs to cut down. And I did have a stat the other day about pre-snap penalties where we ranked last year with it. God, I think we were. Here we go. I have it right here. Everyone just bear with me for a moment for pre-snap penalties. Pre-snap penalties. We had 22 pre-snap penalties last year. That's 1.2 a game. That was fourth in the NFL. So that was fourth best. So we had about just a little over one a game. And if they can get it lower than that, that's awesome. But this team can do it. Right now in camp, I wonder if it's because of the transition, the new offense, stuff like that, or guys getting nervous wanting to put, get out there and show what the coaches can do and not focusing on those little things. And I noticed that McCarthy said there's going to be some pads today in practice, I think, or a little harder practices the next 2 days. It sounds like he's going to do what he can to get these guys to start focusing on those little pre-snap things. And with Germie right there too, like what Somber posted earlier, it kind of the same thing with him, like just grasping the totality of the offense. He has the athletic ability. It's just getting everything down. He has the right mindset. He's always asking questions of guys. So I'm not that worried about Germie. He's just, like Solak said in his article, like some rookies start right away. Others take a little bit of time.
You got to remember he's a second rounder too, Mike.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying too. Is that he seems like he's going to fall into that category. A guy who might just take a little bit more time to get acclimated to the NFL. And you don't have to worry about the athletic ability of Germie. It's just those little things getting acclimated to the NFL. Once he gets those cleaned up, it'd be smooth sailing for the kid.
I hope you're right, Mike. And again, these are concerns. You know, I mean, in football practice, you got to get the fundamentals down. You got to, you know, that's the cornerstone of a good football team. Not making the mistakes, because a mistake will kill you every time. Every time. So again, just getting those things ironed out is certainly going to be a big part for this team. And again, that's why they will be playing the preseason. That is the importance of preseason, Mike. And again, maybe some people don't really like to play in the preseason or participate, like our quarterback. In my opinion, it really has less to do with him than it does everybody else. You're a part of a new offense that just came in under the head coach that you played under for many years. And I know that, they're right there. Aaron Rodgers said it is no advantage for him playing in preseason for you. But don't you think the other guys need to be playing with who they're going to be playing with when the season starts? I'm just saying. Again, it doesn't surprise me. And again, Aaron is Aaron, and we have him for one more year. And beyond that, he's no longer a problem for us. And it's not a problem. It's just, again, something you don't want to see. I want to see everybody that wants to be involved, or at least say that you want to be involved. But again, Mike, I don't think that they benefit. Preseason games probably don't benefit him as much as the players it does that they need him to be around. Again, he's a big part. The team is based on him being the quarterback, and he feels that not being there and not playing is so again, that's where my argument is with that. That's where my beef is with that, Mike. But with that being said, I do think that him, you know what? Let me break this down first, Mike. So this is what Mike McCarthy says. He has it broken down into how the quarterbacks are going to play on Thursday night. I have the breakdown right here in front of me, Mike. So he says there's going to likely be 3 groups. Now there's going to be a meeting before the game, and they're going to confirm this and make sure that it's one way or another and who the players are going to be. But as of right now, this is what Coach Mack put out. There's likely going to be 3 groups of quarterbacks. Group 1, that'll be the group that goes through a series or 2. More than likely your Aaron Rodgers. Group 2 will finish out the first half from there. And finally, group 3 will stay on the field for the entire second half. So the way that it should be, basically. So we're basically going back to the way that normal teams normally do shit all the fucking time.
Right.
Your starting quarterback gets a series. Your next guy plays to the end of the first half, and you're the guy you really want to see. And maybe it's your Drew Allers, probably your Will Howards in a situation. These are going to be the people you see play the whole way through the second half. Again, why this is news, I don't know. This is the way that I've always seen it. Again, over the past how many years, it hasn't been that way. But, Mike, that is the outline of how things look for the quarterback play. And, again, they do have one more meeting, and they're going to decide who they slide in them spots. I mean, you could probably guess, get pretty close. But at the end of the day, Mike, that's how the blueprint looks for rolling out quarterbacks on Thursday night, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, it's more or less what we've been saying all off season. You know, like, so it tells me, okay, so 3 quarterbacks are going to play. So maybe we don't see Mason Rudolph this game. Or we see Mason Rudolph for a drive or 2, then Will Howard, then Drew Allard. And that's probably how it's going to break down. Because you're not going to go through this first game without seeing both Will Howard and Drew Allard. I think that would be.
I think they're both going to get a second half game. I believe whichever one gets the second half game this week, I think the other one gets the second half of the next game. And that just kind of makes sense to me, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong. It's just, like you said, this is what we, rotated quarterbacks this way for how many up until last year. This is how every team has rotated quarterbacks through Pittsburgh. So, big revelation there, Big Mike.
Yeah. Well, anyway, at least he's getting back to the way things have been done. And again, the way they should be done, in my opinion. So maybe getting our quarterback on the field for practice. And, these things could send us in the right direction. Again, we were off calibration a little bit. I think some things could actually get us closer to being where we want to be that are really small and simple steps. Guys, also, this is where I was going, Mike. So this is where I was going. With the quarterback outline being what it is, I think not only does this play benefit to the young quarterbacks that we're going to be keeping an eye on, but more ultimately, I think this is going to be more beneficial to those receivers. And those receivers I'm talking about are Roman Wilson and Germie Bernard, because you're probably going to see limited DK, if even any.
Yeah.
I mean, and then also with Michael Pittman, he's still got the right leg. He's at the hammy right now. So again, how much time is he actually going to play? I can see him on the sideline this game. So what I'm basically saying is now you have 3 quarterbacks, possibly 4 playing in this game, and you have 2 higher caliber wide receivers than everybody else on the field, talking about Roman Wilson and Germie Bernard, which they should be, along with your Benny Scos and your Brandon Smiths and guys like this of that nature. But Mike, at the end of the day, these guys should get ample opportunity to make a name for themselves, to get in front of the eyes that he needs to be in front of, and to show that they've come a long way, whether it be Roman and his comeback or whether it be Germie as a rookie. I think they're going to get ample opportunity, Mike, because again, you're getting at least three different quarterbacks, probably 4. These guys, again, they're going to want to throw the ball. The Steelers are going to want to throw the ball. A lot of second half throws, Mike, defenses, vanilla third stringers, guys that don't even belong on the field. These guys are going to be throwing that ball all over the field, especially in the second half. So this I do like, Mike. Again, the big quarterback competition is on a lot of people's mind. But for me, the more I take out of this is to do with the wide receivers in that 3 and 4 spot.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm pulling up the depth chart now because I forget how many receivers like we have. I think you said, DK probably won't play, and same thing with Pittman probably won't play. So that's Benny Sco, Levi Wentz, Jacoby Keaton-James. I don't even know if those guys are still on the team. I'm just reading off our depth chart. Then you got Wet Gent, like you said, Germie, Brandon Smith, Jaquan Davis. I don't even know if he's in the team. You're going to start seeing names like that, guys that you don't know, but there should be a shit ton of Germie Bernard in that mix.
Absolutely.
A shit ton. Roman, maybe the first half with Roman. If you like what you're seeing, maybe don't risk him anymore out there. If he's having a really good camp and having a really good first half of that game, keep him out. Let those other guys run through. But it should be a shit ton of Germie Bernard and a handful of guys that you're probably never going to see again, like Brandon Smith and Germie and nameless gray faces. Maybe even a Weegen and maybe Eli if they want to work him a little in different sets at wide receiver. But yeah. Germie, heavy.
And Roman. I think Roman, too. Get them both in there, Mike. Again, they are the higher calibers receivers at that point. So, again, the Drew Allers or Will Howards and or both, Mike, they could certainly they know. These are the guys that I want to throw to. These are the guys that are more than likely going to catch my passes. But I agree with you, Mike. I think that you're going to see a lot of different looks, a lot of different formations. Again, this is preseason game 1. This is a chance this is where you're going to see different things that you might not see, what you like, what you don't like, how the other team reacts. Just so much that goes into this particular game. Again, just a little over 2 days away on national television, Mike, right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Everybody is fired up. Everybody is fired up. Everybody is fired up. Let's get back to the terrible board. I don't like to leave them hanging a minute. You know this, Mike. Let's get back. I do want to right off the top say what's up to Kenneth Jones, my man, all the way back to the terrible board. Great seeing Kenneth as always. I know that he's ready for the Steelers. Let me jump up here just a hair. We got a lot going on today. A lot going on today. We truly do. Let me try to find where we are, and I think it's right here. Right where Tyrone was talking about the Ravens corner getting carted off the field. This is why JPJ is not practicing. That is what Tyrone is saying. Nate Wiggins is the name we were hunting for. Let's go to Sommer. He says this about that, Mike. He says Wiggins, Baltimore's top corner, was injured during one-on-one drills with the wide receiver Jacoby Lane. He got his feet tangled with Lane while covering a go route and fell hard to the ground.
Does anyone watch Jacoby Lane run? He runs like that little raccoon that doesn't have a spine out there in Seattle. He has 0 agility. How the fuck are you tangling lanes with that big lug out there?
Damn big lummox.
The guy, I was watching him run routes in the preseason. Oh my God, Ravens fans like, oh my God, he looks so fluid. Like, dude, he's 6'4" and runs like a drunken giraffe. I'm like, okay, if this is what you're putting your hopes into, my God. It sucks for Nate Wiggins. I like him, but good for us.
I mean, this is good news for us, but it's kind of unfortunate. A guy got hurt. You want to talk about something real quick? Just a pop-up conversation, pop-up topic. How about this one, Mike? The Browns, the ineptitude of their offense had Todd Monken throwing shit yesterday at practice, Mike. So frustrated with his team and his offense. Todd Monken actually caught on camera throwing shit in frustration with the Browns. Things are going well with the Cleveland Browns. As always, I can see. Thanks for the update, Art Monken. Or not Art Monken, but of course, Todd Monken.
Todd Monk.
I'm thinking of Art Monk,
The GOAT.
another Hall of Famer.
Fucking Cleveland. The gift that keeps on giving.
They really are. They really are. If you asked for these clowns when you were a kid, you got them, and they're still here, baby.
Dude,
it is the gift that keeps on.
Dude, I just love every day when I scroll Twitter and they're they have the passing breakdowns from preseason camp, and they're all ranting and raving. And you go watch the videos. You got a quarterback scrambling in practice where there's zero pressure and throwing a wounded duck, and like, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, man. Let's continue on the board right here. Cody says this first play of Thursday's game. Tucker Kraft catches ball flat-footed over ASJ. Yeah, he kind of gave us a little bit of a problem back in November. Tortilla. Big Ben is bona fide. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. How crazy? How crazy? Can you imagine if somebody would have said Drew Brees didn't belong in the Hall of Fame? Who got less accomplished than our guy? Let's go here. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says Antonio Brown is a candidate. Well, he probably won't get in just on his credentials. He'd probably get held out somehow. Does deserve. You know what? According to his play, I think that he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
There was like a 6 or 7 year stretch where he was putting up numbers that no receiver ever put up.
And if you go back and look at his numbers, he has Hall of Fame numbers. He truly, honestly does.
Like, if you just go based off of watching receivers play the game of football, throw the stats out, you line him up, Jerry Rice, watch just those two. You have an argument that AB was the better football player. Now, statistic-wise, Rice is, but just as a football player out there on that gridiron between those two white lines, AB might be the best pure wide receiver of all time. Route running. I'm talking about route running, body control, hands.
I personally would take Jerry, but I see the argument. I
don't get. I'm not talking shit on Jerry either. I think
I know. I'm just saying that's the way I would leave.
Yeah, those two and Randy Moss are my 3 all-time favorite receivers.
The thing about them, they're 3 different kind of receivers. They truly are. They're
exactly.
3 different, absolutely different kind of receivers, and they would be your perfect 1, 2, 3 if you were trying to build the best team ever.
Yeah, if you had to pick, 3 people picking receivers, and you get stuck with one of those, and you see someone who else has the other, you're not going to be pissed with your choice.
Right.
You're like, okay, I'm set. You're set. It's. I just think personally, just watching him play football, he was the best I saw do it. And that's not a knock on the other guys.
Absolutely. AB's Tortilla. I'm sorry, Tortilla says AB is in the Hall of Fame just for kicking the Spencer Lanning. Yes. Again,
anyone who chooses violence over a touchdown, that's Hall of Fame material.
I mean, he's been involved in a lot of shit since. As was brought up on the board yesterday, so he might not make it, guys. Again, at the end of the day, I think that if you deserve to be in on your play, you deserve to be in on your play. Anything that goes outside of that is not really, it shouldn't be involved, unless you murder, come on, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you earned it. Yeah. Pete Rose, Mike, is different. He bet on the teams that were playing in games and things like that. So I mean, there's a fine line. Listen, I believe Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. That's just me. But so for that reason, I'm generally going to believe that somebody like Antonio also belongs there because again, their play was better than anybody else that was in the league when they played. That to me is a Hall of Famer, regardless of your personal life.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, it's the walking off the field, ripping off your uniform. That's going to be like a lot of voters like their butt argument for him. Like that happened during a live game. So that I would hold against him if I was a voter. Like I would still vote for him for first ballot, but that would be my only argument against him. Like he quit on the team. Like how could you?
That's a good argument.
Yeah, but then you can also say like what led to that, like did all those hits to the head from playing this game, from him already being a crazy person, that compounded on it? Did that have an effect? Did the game affect his decision-making processes? So there's a whole lot of conversation going on there, but just play, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I agree. Easy. Let's continue down the board. Let's go right here to Tyrone. He says, so far, Wilson, Herbig, now Rico, and Warren getting interviewed. Guys popping in and out. They're checking out some interviews. We do have some information on all these guys actually brought up on the board. Tyrone says Warren's arms are huge. He's a big dude, man. He's a little beast. Mark Malone, the man, the myth, the mustache in the house. He says, looks like Eccles will be quite a while, is what Mark Malone is saying. Let's go to Somber. Aaron Rodgers continues to praise Roman Wilson. He's making plays. He's confident. The personality starts to come out. He's joking around more with you in the locker room. I just love that. There's always some kind of stipulation to getting Aaron Rodgers' love, isn't there?
Yeah.
You got to be a friend of him. You got to be a buddy. You got to have a good personality. You got to go to his ranch. You got to hang out with him. You got to go get ice cream. If you don't, you ain't going to get no passes. And the thing is, people say, oh, that's crazy. Come on, Ron, you're being silly. But what was Roman's problem? What was his problem last year? Why weren't you working with him in the preseason? You know, the only thing that I take from that was he wasn't up Aaron's ass last year. He is up Aaron's ass this year. He had him there last year to work with him. He has him there to work with him this year. What's the difference between this year and last year? I don't know. But again, it always seems like you have to kind of grease it up a little bit, Mike, before you could be Aaron Rodgers' friend.
Yeah, you gotta weasel your way into that inner circle.
Yeah, right. And I don't know if I care for that. Again, just some things about Aaron I don't like. I don't love Aaron. I'm not married to Aaron, but at the end of the day, he is my quarterback. I will support him, and I will cheer for him when he plays for us. But there's definitely some things that I don't care for. We'll get into more of them actually here in just a couple moments as we continue along. Let's get to Tyrone. Why still want to trade JPJ? Because he's insane. That's why, Tyrone. Why ask why when it comes to Mark? Love him, but he's crazy as a bed buggy, is that Mark Malone. Let's go down right here. I do want to say I see Lindsay.
Did you say crazy as a bed bug?
Crazier than a bed bug at Mark. I do also want to say what's up to Lindsay, just walking through the door. Got the TJ Watts, got the Vanilla Thunders. Looking good on the terrible board as always. How are you? Lindsay from right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's go down here to Somber. Somber says, I love to see guys really come in to their own. Was the end of course, the comment that Somber put up of what Aaron was saying. Mikey Mark's Clubhouse. Mikey Mark's Clubhouse, Tortilla says. Mikey Mark's Clubhouse. I see the top of Mark Malone's name. I can only imagine. What is going to be said next. Let's go. Let's right here. Mark Malone says, because I'd rather get more than a comp pick out of him. Tie. Sometimes I wonder about Mark. You know what I mean? Some days I think, oh, he's just he's bringing his shit, and then other days I think, you know what? He might really want these things to happen.
Right?
Mark,
the Krylon has taken over.
Mark he keeps us on our toes for sure. Let's go here. Tyrone says this in response. He says, you're not getting anything from him but a 4-year contract. Mark says in response to that, they're not going to sign him, man. See, like right there, I don't know what Mark's doing. I don't know if he's trolling, if he's busting balls, or if he truly feels that way. You know what I mean? Mark is just that's Mark. That is our Mark Malone. Let's continue on the board. Let's go right here to Tortilla. He says Mark has money on the Browns. Hey. You might want to go listen to Todd Monken first, because he's throwing shit. I love it. I love it. You don't see our coordinators throwing shit around, do you?
No, you do not. You do not see Angelico throwing anything, because I think Big Mike would make him go pick it up. That's
right. Get your ass over there and pick it up. Let's go right here. FO likes ASJ better. FO.
Front office.
That makes sense. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, I'm going to start with my own YouTube channel called What Now, Mark? Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says the Steelers cap is between $3 and $6 million. They aren't signing JPJ. He'll have to play on what contract he is, be traded, or get franchise tag. The franchise tag is not out of the question, guys. I know this, Mike, but I do want to get back to a question here. This is something that I said I was going to come back to from yesterday. It was actually Squeege who brought it up, and I don't know if Squeege is in the house, but Squeege says that he does have some salary cap concerns. Mike, how is this even possible? What's coming up down the road for the Steelers with JPJ, with Benton? can you make that any clearer for us on just what's the deal? Because sometimes a lot of people don't understand the money part of it.
Yeah.
Mike, can you spell it out a little bit so we can understand a little bit better?
Yeah. So right now in cap space for this year alone, the Steelers have 3.163 million available. And that's based off I think it's the top 51 or 53 contracts on the books. Everything else of that does not count. So if they cut guys who have a higher salary that's in that top 52, that number will go down by that amount and then go up just a little bit. So we got people we can cut like Malik Harrison, people that can potentially restructure contracts to spread money out. Same thing going into next year, where I think next year's cap too, we're just sitting at like available money for next year at 3.9 million. Effective cap space for negative 700,000. Well, you're going to have contracts come off.
You have a lot coming.
You're going to have a lot of
absolutely
from guys that we can cut with limited dead cap space. So that number will increase right there. So we'll have money to sign extensions. We'll have money to sign free agents and draft picks. Like Omar Khan was the Steelers cap guru before he was the GM. We never really had salary cap held the way you look at the Browns, you look at the Saints. So Omar Khan and his team will find ways to move money around. I mean, look at all the big contracts that the Eagles are handing out, and they have yet to run into salary cap problems. Where did Howie Roseman, or where did Andy Weidel come from? He came from the Howie Roseman tree. So you have two guys who know how to manipulate the cap in these contracts to make it work for the team's advantage. They will find a way to get a lot of these guys signed. Now, you can't sign everyone. That's the nature of the beast. But they still have ways to get a lot of guys signed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, and Skill keeps saying it over and over on the board. It won't affect us till next year, of course, because it is the contract for next year again. But there is a lot of people that's going to be needing paid. Of course, a lot of people on this offense, Mike, coming through, finishing up their rookie contracts, the offensive line specifically. Again, at the end of the day, so is there reason to be concerned? Is there any reason, Mike, to think that that this issue is a monetary issue in that regard? I mean, it could be a monetary issue in the regard of keeping up with the Joneses. What's Gonzo getting? What's Witherspoon getting? In that sense, Mike. But in regard to what the Steelers have, is this a issue, and will it be an issue moving forward, or is this just business as usual? And things are going to probably get taken care of, and we shouldn't be concerned about this.
It's business as usual. Like next year, you're going to have potentially, if he retires or not, Cam Hayward's contracts come off the books. You're going to have probably Alex Highsmith, part of his contract, off the books. Jamel Dean, his contract off the books. Your Patrick Queen's contract off the books next year. And there's guys that will have a year remaining that have low dead cap space that you can cut and move on from to free up a lot of cap space. And like I said, Omar Khan knows what he's doing. This was his job for damn near well over a decade. He was the money guy. He was the contract fixer. So I have all the faith in the world that he will find a way, if they want to get JPJ signed, to get
Isn't Alex Highsmith due next year too?
No, he still has a year or two left on his.
So he'll still be around for a couple of years.
Yeah, they can trade him. They can cut him. They can do whatever they need to for Alex Highsmith.
So people really shouldn't be concerned with the money, is what you're saying, Mike. And again, it's just more business than anything else. It has nothing to do with required funds, anything of this nature.
No, and there's way to, bonuses and then base salaries and shit like that you can work around stuff.
So basically, this can get taken care of right now if need be. This Joey Porter situation right now. We could, by the end of today, turn on your computer, your phone, your TV, and find out that Joey Porter got his contract taken care of and time to get to work. Yeah,
they can do that. And remember too, like DK Metcalf, all of his guarantees were voided. So if they want to, I know they said they don't want to get rid of him. They want to honor the guarantees that were in his contract. But because the way he was suspended, all of his guarantees are voided. So they can cut him next year and save money. Jalen Ramsey, I think he has a big cap hit next year, but it's the year after they can free up money. There's ways to free up a lot of money on this roster. They can do it. I have faith that they'll get it done.
So it's not a we can't right now. It's just we just won't. There's obviously things in the way that we need to get figured out before we can get this taken care of. We're totally capable of doing so. It's just that it's just not happening. So again, we'll hope that the agent of this young gentleman, Joey Porter Jr., gets things figured out with the Steelers, gets him back on this field. I think he's going to be back by the beginning of the season. That's just me. I think one day we're going to get a nice surprise. And then we're going to find out that we got him signed. But again, on the edge of our seats, waiting to get our cornerback signed and out on the field with his teammates, because again, this time of year is important. Practice is important. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have it. So again, at the end of the day, hopefully they get this taken care of before we have to go out and step on the field against Atlanta. But lots of time, guys. 33 days. Bam Morris, Merrill Hodge, if you will, days away from the opener against the Atlanta Falcons right here in Pittsburgh. Lots going on the board. Let's continue forward. Let's go down to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this. He says most sane people now come to grips with the original OG Yinzer Joe. Let me read this one more time. Most sane people now have come to grips with this at Yinzer Joe. Gotcha on that. Right here, Tyrone says JPJ cap hit won't be until next year, not this year, of course. Also saying y'all know nothing about how the cap works. Let's go here to Mark Malone. He says wrong. Let's go to Tortilla. Yeah, Khan has no possibility to make JPJ's base pay smaller and make his bonuses kick in later. Y'all think we need $30 million this year? No, of course not. This isn't even his contract year is next year. He's still getting paid from last contract, as far as I know. Let's go right here to Tyrone. JPJ Herbig Darnell is next year cap hit. All right. Let's go to right here where Mark Malone says this. He says poor bastards probably can't balance a checkbook. Yinzer Joe says I'm gonna start a podcast called Porta Potties for all of his shifty supporters. Or shitty supporters, if you will, for the porta potty, of course, or spell tortilla is what Mark Malone is saying. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, we're not trying to balance a checkbook, dumbass. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. Tyrone, he says, I'm start a pod one-on-one, learn about cap, and no JPJ hate. Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, Omar is literally known for moving money around and exercises rules and whatnot. Tortilla follows it up by saying this. If you have to act dumb to make a point, you're playing yourself. Steel Loyal says, go checking out the Debo and Joe guys are on there from the Steelers. Go check it out. I do want to say what's up to Kenny. What's up, Kenny? Always great seeing you on the board. Tyrone says, yes, sir. Can't wait to see Watt and Porter. Somber says this. He's not a hot route guy. He's a jump ball guy. Yinzer Joe says Porter doesn't get hurt trying to tackle anyway. Grab a couple more, Mike. We do got some more topics to get into. We're going right here to Tyrone. Tyrone says Porter last 2 years got way back. Absolutely. It was cringeworthy at first. Like that rookie year tackling, I thought this guy don't got it. This is how he's going to try to tackle top tier athletes. It ain't going to happen, but it certainly did. And you know what? Having your dad being peasy probably helps a little. You know, let's go out in the backyard, son. I'm going to throw the football around a little bit. Then you end up mauling them. You know what I mean? Like all of our dads did to us. Yeah.
I say, like, real quick, guy. Like, I'm just messing around on overthecap.com, looking for next year a 2027 salary cap. Just by trading Alex Highsmith, cutting Ramsey, Dean, Sebastian Day, Joseph Day, and Cole Holcomb, you already have $60 million in cap space. Like, there's ways to get this done. There's ways
you have to also replace a lot of these guys as well, too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously you're going to try to bargain, but you know, I mean, what do you you know, it's a business. At the end of the day, you could dispose of all these guys and have ample money, but then you have to go out and find somebody at least as good as the guy that you're replacing and try to find a way to pay him more money. So again, it's a whole business that a lot of people don't want to deal with. They want to watch football, and I understand. I truly understand that. But again, if the money's there and we have it, I think it's going to get taken care of, Mike. Again, I'm not too concerned. Even at this point, I don't like it. I'd like to have everybody playing together and getting on the same page. But I do understand that this is business. This is the NFL. This happens all the time. And again, come on, agent. Let's get this thing taken care of.
Yeah.
Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says, this Steeler fans will complain about everything, man. No wonder we sign bums. Y'all hate our good players anyway. I do want to say, guys, thank you to everybody that did jump in on joining on the CBS Pick'ems. When I realized, Mike, everybody that was on last year is still signed up, I think.
Yeah. I sent out emails to everyone, so I don't know if it auto-registered them for if they wanted to do it. It was all set up, but yeah, I just did the whole kit and caboodle. Like you were in it last year, I just sent out an alert for the league.
Because I went in yesterday to sign up, and like everybody that was still that was in it last year was still up on the standing board. So again, if you did sign up last year, it's very, very simple. Again, under 30 seconds if you did not, probably under 10 seconds if you were involved last year. So again, looking forward to the pick'ems. I did not make my picks just yet. I noticed a handful of guys did. I did not. I have to look what's going on before I do so. But get into it today, Mike. Again, this doesn't start till regular season. But again, sign up for the CBS Pick'ems. At least get in and familiarize yourself with the system, because once it starts, we'll be ready to roll. Let's get back on the board, Mike. A couple more, and then we will be getting into some topics here. Let's go to right about here. Yinzer Joe says, I see you didn't deny that, though. Going to Tyrone, exactly, Tortilla. His fan base is a joke and annoying as fuck. Kenneth says this, he deserves it for sure, but he's the Pete Rose of, yeah. In a way, yes. And why shouldn't we be celebrated for our accomplishments? Is it, we don't want to say that we're celebrating somebody that did something bad, perhaps. But at the end of the day, how can you take away something that somebody did? Again, maybe murder, Mike, in my opinion. But everybody else, you should get what you earned.
Yeah.
That's your life's work. That's your work. That's your, let's continue on. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. JPJ isn't even a top 10 or isn't even a top 100. Man, he's a mid number one corner. Tyrone in response says, Mark, you're mid. Says the dumb fuck. Tortilla says, and follows it up by saying, at this point, it's just retarded. Yinzer Joe says, Jerry Rice also had a harder era to play in, trying to get open and taking a hit. Absolutely, it was definitely different during that time. Mark Malone says, no doubt about that, Joe. Tortilla says it's like arguing with a woman. It's like arguing with a woman. Let's go here. Kenneth says Pete Rose definitely deserves it. Yinzer Joe says you can't touch a receiver or hit them as hard as you can today. Absolutely. And the pads were so freaking big back then. There was less space to less wiggle room, in many different ways. Let's go right here. Kenneth says, got to measure up. Steel Loyal says, got to learn the playbook. Absolutely. Got to know the playbook. You got to. Shouldn't be on the field if you don't. Great seeing Lindsay, as always. Somber. Good Lord, LOL. Lindsay says, just got done moving my son into college. Oh, that's awesome. Good for him. Fantastic. I'm not going to ask where over the air, but is it local? Is it, I assume it might be local. Let's continue on. Let's go here to Somber. Somber says this. He says, Birdie left the nest. Tears of joy at Lindsay. Yes, she says. No sadness, Mark, but he's close. Okay, so he is local to you. So that's good. Good. Mark Malone says, sure, Lindsay, sure. Two more. I'm going to grab two more, Mike, and we are going to get to some topics here. Tyrone said, yeah, he's fine. He's been doing good, even stepping up with DK and Pittman. A little banged up. He's winning his opportunities. 24-90. And finally, Lindsay says this. His football camp starts tomorrow. His grown ass is going to be crying too. That is awesome. Good for him. I can't wait to hear the good stories. And I do want to say, I sorry I missed this. Let me go right here to the super chat on the board. I do see the Tortilla, $5. We thank you. He says, we literally always structure our contracts so that the big hits are in the future years. Thank you so much for that. And for the super chat, Tortilla. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you, sir. Okay, guys, let's get into some new stuff. Let's get into some different things, Mike. Let me wrap up kind of how things looked yesterday at practice. Again, anything that comes up today or has came up during our show, Mike will have up live time, real time today, Mike. But this is also what we see yesterday at practice. We see Warren. Jalen Warren was at running back one. Jalen Warren at running back one in 11-on-11 drills. And also, Mike, this is what the offensive line looked like yesterday. The most updated offensive line that I have in front of me. Troy Fatanu at left tackle. Mason McCormick at left guard. Frazier at center. Spencer Anderson at right guard. And Cook at right tackle. Hoffman and Anderson were alternating at right tackle. And apparently Dunker doesn't seem to be a factor in it for a starting spot at all. He's not participating in any of that. He still has a way to go when talked about Dunker, Mike. So again, pretty much what we thought the offensive line was going to be at this point, I think.
Yeah.
I think with the exception of that right guard, some people wanted Hoffman. Some people wanted Dunker. Other people kind of knew the writing on the wall was going to be Spencer Anderson.
Yeah, and you know, we knew Dunker was going to have development, going from inside to outside. So yeah, he's kind of what they thought he would be. And all from what you're seeing and what you're saying, like the run game, he's there. He has that down. Now it's just going to be learning the pass protection. I have no problem sending him a year for Dunker. Kind of that was planned with Mason McCormick. That was the original goal.
Yeah.
Draft, develop, and that's what we're going to probably be doing on a lot for some of the guard positions, since we heavily invested in center and tackle positions. Those guard in and out the next few years of draft, develop.
Absolutely. I was reading something. If you want to kind of, if you want to continue on just a second, because I'm trying to find something.
Yeah, and real quick, since I put it up here too, I was also trying to find another quote about Y.A. Black. He's trying. I know we were talking about the offensive line, but I'm going to go to the defensive line real quick, because who doesn't love Y.A. Black? Our boy, Fat Boy, was saying how he reminds him of Casey Hampton, of how hard he's been able to move from the center or from the middle of that defense this year in training camp. Like Zach Frazier has been, him and Y.A. Black have been having some good battles, is what it's sounding like right there. So, man, this is the philosophy of Colin Weedle: draft and develop offensive linemen and defensive linemen. And my God, man, you see where it's won and lost in the trenches. So draft and develop both, not just the offensive line, but that defensive line as well.
Absolutely, Mike. We were roughly the halftime point of the show. This time I'm going to jump subject real quick just to bring this topic up real quick here. The 2026 draft, Mike, it created $177 million in economic impact and more than $1.5 billion in economic value for the Pittsburgh region, Mike, setting the tone for the NFL draft, setting records in many different ways, many different numbers. Again, you can remember it was over 800,000 people jam-packed into our little tiny city back in April, Mike, for the NFL draft. Again, $177 million in an economic impact, and again, $1.5 billion in economic value for Pittsburgh, guys. Way to go. Way to step it up. Always about the football in the Berg. And Mike, draft day certainly proved that yet once again. Just blowing away all the numbers, no matter where they came from, Detroit, wherever. The Pittsburgh draft tops them all.
Hey, we are the best. Simply the best. It's it looked like a jam-packed place down there. A lot of bodies down there.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and hopefully it cycles back through here in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I think we'll see it again eventually. I think they're going to want to go through their cities and get these other places their money and stuff. But at the end of the day, it seemed like they were very happy with us. And again, in the future, I definitely could see it happening.
I'm just going to say, like here in Detroit, looked like it was like they were packed, like two of the best ones to have.
Yeah. So hey, we'll take it. Different some things here, Mike. Also, you did bring up. What did you bring up? You just brought up somebody, the fat boy.
Fat Boy talking about Y.A. Black.
Now, Fat Boy, I have something. So it's a good segue, actually.
I'm best in the business at it.
You're getting very good at it. Absolutely, Mike. Right here. Let me see if I can't find it. What did he say? Oh, yeah, that's what he says. Mike, he's apparently one of these guys that think that Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be playing in preseason. And I'm the total opposite. You know that, Mike. For a couple of reasons. Now, I understand he's 42. I understand his Achilles snapped like a cold rubber band on a cold winter's day. I get that. I truly do get that. But don't you think if this was a huge concern, they wouldn't have him running around playing defensive edge rusher, Oh, they were just messing around, Ryan. Aaron Rodgers was running from the edge rusher position, jumping in the air to try to bat down a pass. Again, it looked very innocent. It looked very innocent. I admit to it. However, if you have a shoe on one foot, you got to put the shoe on the other foot, one way or the other. Because why? Just 2 seasons ago, our starting quarterback was pushing sleds and missed the first 6 weeks of practice, or first 6 weeks of games.
Yeah.
Are we in a position to start a Justin Fields type player in that position if Aaron Rodgers is messing around on defense and gets hurt? So no, stop the double standard. Listen, this fat boy, Mike, he's just so against it. There's no reason for him to be out there. Well, again, he's human. He's 42, and in my opinion, the older you get, the more you should probably be sharpening your skills. You don't listen. I'm older. I understand this. Things that I'm good at, I'm still good at. But if I would just pick it up out of nowhere, I would have to sharpen my skills. I would have to shake the rust off. That's human nature. I don't care if the guy's a Hall of Famer or not. The fat man, he's just against this. And I'm reading this morning, and I'm thinking, well, there you go. Why aren't you bitching about him playing? Why aren't you bitching about him playing defense at practice? Yeah. Yes, it doesn't. It seems simple, but again, this has to go across the board because you've got to remember when Aaron's Achilles snapped. I'm pretty sure that it was his own weight. Like it was I know that a guy was coming from behind him. I can't remember if he landed before or after the snap, but it was his own weight that snapped his Achilles. Yeah. So again, for another reason, maybe you want the 43 out there getting stretched out in the way that football players need to be moving and stretching to play the game, so you don't have these problems. Again, Mike, the fat man, just pissing me off on a day that I'm just feeling a little pissy again with.
I know you're feeling pissy.
Shady McCoy. Now the fat man. Mike, on one hand, what's your argument one way, and you can't have an argument. It's the other way. Again, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 games, our number one quarterback was out because he was doing stuff that didn't pertain to his job. And again, the last time I checked, Mike, I don't have the job description in front of me, but quarterback ones don't usually play defense or rush passers or jump up to bat passes out of the air. But again, what the hell do I know? I'm not on the payroll, and I'm not 700 pounds. Mike, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's normally your scout team quarterbacks. We can put a Mason Rudolph out there and let him do that.
43-year-old fucking quarterback.
Yeah, let's put you can put someone else out there. And I agree. Like if he can do that, he can go out there and do a couple snaps in live action to get reacclimated to the speed of the game. Yes, you've been doing this for a long ass time, but you have to, every player says, it's a different speed from practice to preseason to the regular season. So why not ramp it up? Go out there for a snap or two, especially if you're not doing joint practices, and joint practices aren't what they used to be anyway. Go out there and get a series in. And then the next game, get 2 series in, and then just be done for the preseason. Now, we have another old guy in town that skates around, and he's out there playing preseason games, playing full shifts in those games. Why? To get reacclimated to the game. It's 2 different sports, but you have to get reacclimated to it. You want your body to get back into it. So, play a couple snaps and then sit there on the sidelines and observe and give advice to the younger quarterbacks.
There's just a certain laziness that's taken over in Pittsburgh, and I'd like to see. And listen, I think that it's breaking. I do think that it's breaking and going the other direction. But I think that some things are just popping up now that we could say that it's what I thought was evident all along. But at the end of the day, this is what a fan says, Mike. This is what a fan says. They says Mike Tomlin would have never allowed this. Mike Tomlin
did it last year.
We just went through this for 6 weeks to start a season. We just went through this.
Yeah.
People, come on. Come on. Mike Tomlin wouldn't have allowed this. So there you go. There you go. There you go, everybody. Let's get back to the terrible board. Any more thoughts on that topic before we do switch, Mike?
No, I'm good.
All right, here we go. Back to the board. Lindsay, back to camp. Back to camp. Now, do both your kids play? I'm just curious. Let me go down here. Let's go to Ty. Let's go to him with the TJ Watt emojis, looking good. Somber, LOL. Corey, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Corey on the board from Don't Drink That. Do stick around, Corey. There was something I wanted to bring up to you and Squeege yesterday on the show, and I forgot entirely. Do stick around for a little while, just at least so I can talk to you here. Let's get to Steel Loyal. Oh, good Lord, people really don't know what how contracts work. Let's go here. Steel Loyal said the money we pay JPJ right now won't hit the cap until next year. Let's go. Mark Malone says, Lindsay trying to hear this Watt and JPJ interview. It's taking forever. Steel Loyal says, yeah, Mark, that's how it works. Catch up. Let's go to Mark. Mark says this, the bonus will spread over the years of the contract evenly. He'll follow it up by saying this, that'll be more than Porter's second round contract. Steel Loyal says, yeah, but this is the yearly salary and cap won't hit until next season. It won't affect us right now at all. Mark Malone is saying wrong. Then they kind of go back and forth here a little bit with one another. Let's see. Drew Aller was talking. Literally, Mike is explaining it right now, is what Steel Loyal says. Lindsay says, Steel or Somber, do you have the interviews on? Also right here, Drew Aller just came on. Again, with the super chat, a big thank you. Big thank you to Tortilla Jackson on the board. Greatly appreciate it, my man. And, it'll go right into the show. Let me know when TJ is on, please, Lindsay says. Let's go down right here, Mike, to Tyrone. He says, TJ and Porter will be on together. Of course, Lindsay, let's go to Somber. 22 UFAs this 2026-2027 off season. Man, that's a lot. Mark Malone, I'm sorry, Lindsay. Lindsay says, I'm on my phone now. I can't have, gotcha. Mark Malone says this. He says they could only make room for him with ease. They could make room for him with ease. They just don't want to pay him for more than what he's worth. Cap math isn't complicated at all. Let's go here. Tortilla. Oh, damn. I didn't think of that. Finally, Steel Loyal. He says, Mark, you're literally ignoring all of us. He does that, man. He does that. Let's go here to the original OG Ninja Joe says you just signed Herbig, Washington, and Pittman to big contracts. It's not that easy. Steel Loyal tells Mark to open his ears. Mark says, yes, you're idiots. Meanwhile, I just originated and executed a 7-figure mortgage loan. Let's go down right here to Steel Loyal. He says, I'm about to run through a wall. You motherfuckers aren't paying attention to what Mike is saying. Tortilla says,
I'm used to that, like no one ever paying attention to me.
I was just going to say that. I thought Steel Loyal is so much more angry than you are about this. Let's go down here to Tortilla.
It's my lot in life, brother.
That's all good. Tortilla says, I never once thought maybe Omar Khan and JPJ's agents are negotiating. Let's go here to Lindsay. Steel Loyal. Yes, Mark, all of us are idiots and you're the smart one. Totally. Mark Malone says they're not signing him, guys. $100. Tortilla says Steel Loyal. Says Mark Malone got room temperate IQ. Let's go here to Lindsay. He's having an interview today. I kind of think he's probably signing soon. Exactly, Lindsay's what Tyrone is saying. Tyrone follows it up by saying if he wasn't, he wouldn't care to talk. Laugh my ass off. Lindsay says, yeah, if it was bad, his ass would not be talking. Steel Loyal says Mark Malone thinks we need it this year, and we were all wrong about it. Lindsay says this. She says, I'm always right, so we've never known you to be wrong. Yeah, I know how to protect my Adam's apple and my beautiful face. That's right. Let's continue. Let's go right here. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says this again. We could easily sign JPJ right now, but they don't want to pay him that much. Kenneth says Peasy helped JPJ through painful lessons. Mark says this. He says they're not going to sign him. He says they're not going to do it. And again, like right now, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out if Mark is really fighting tooth and nail because he believes this. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah. Mark is Mark. And sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell with Mark. Let's go here. They're not going to sign him. He says, followed up by Steel Loyal. He's saying this, and when they do, what the fuck are you going to do with yourself? Your whole personality will be void. Mark Malone says, I got no skin in that game. Right here to Corey. Corey just don't drink that. Says JPJ seems kind of dumb, or maybe I am because would he not just fire his agent, let his dad advocate for him, take less guaranteed money, and keep more instead of paying an agent? Is that not okay? I'm not sure if I might.
It's easier to negotiate with an agent in the NFL for all the ins and outs and intricacies of a contract. It's easier to have someone who knows what they're doing than to having your former player dad advocate for you. You know, it's just better to have someone who knows the language in and out. This is millions upon millions of dollars. I don't want Daddy looking at it unless Daddy's a corporate lawyer.
Goodbye. Hey, let's go to Tortilla. He says this, Mark. This didn't get picked in the middle school gym class, and it shows. Mark didn't get picked in the middle school gym class, and it shows. Steel Loyal says your life is going to change when we sign JPJ, Mark, because your whole life has revolved around this whole off season. Cody says, geez, haha, sounds like a few people in this chat want to get that neck from ASJ, literally. Let's go here. Somber, he says, pick'ems for preseason. There's not, unfortunately. There is not, but you could get on and place your picks for week 1, which some people did. They did, Somber. So, again, it's all over there. Again, I think you're still all registered from last year. To me, that's all I had to do. I went in and just hit my sign in through Google box window that pops up, and I was right there. So literally less than 10 seconds. Let's continue down here. Let's go to Somber. He says this. We still have so much time. Absolutely. We got 33 days. Cody deadass. Tyrone says this. Still says laugh my ass off. Come on, Somber. You don't want to put a bet on Stetson Bennett? Come on. Let's go right here. Tyrone, we have a month to get the deal done. Followed up by saying it's simple. JPJ is waiting on Gonzo and Witherspoon to sign. When the hell are they going to sign anyway, Mike? What's the holdup here?
I know Gonzo and JPJ have the same agent, which a lot of teams don't like. He's going to extract every single penny he can for his contract. And the Witherspoon one, him and his agent are probably waiting to see which domino is going to fall first. So
basically what's going on is these 3 players, they're all kind of just like that Superman meme where they're all pointing at one another, basically, is what this is.
Yeah.
Or Spider-Man. I'm sorry, the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
It's, when you just explain that, that's what it seems. I see all 3 of those Spider-Men just pointing different directions. So that's kind of what's going on here, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go here. Let's go to in weeks into the season to trade him. Yinzer Joe Steel Loyal. That makes no sense at all, Joe. Also right here, Tyrone says Drew Eiler talking about Porter. Somber, trade Yinzer Joe and Mark Malone to the Browns.
Oh,
those is fighting words. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says, pay JPJ, Drew Eiler. This is his Penn State buddy. So, but I don't disagree. ASJ, the new GOAT, Yinzer Joe is saying. I also see Happy Poop on the board. I love Happy Poop. Thank you, the Somber, for the 10 joules set with Happy Poop. My man, almost forgot it. It's all good, brother. Let's go to Mark Malone. We really need to lock up ASJ. Steel Loyal, you too, Mark. Tyrone says he has to earn that contract, Mark. Cody says ASJ only 60 pounds when he's wet and wearing wet boots. Let's go to Tyrone. He got 1 year, 4 months this year. See how he does. Put the Everclear down, Mark, is what Tortilla is saying. Somber says, reminder, I wanted Bo Stevens over Jennings Dunker. Lindsay says that Sante Samuel Jr. will be good for us this year, too. Absolutely. He's going to play such a big part on this team. Steel Loyal saying Waylon Jennings, the singer. Let's go right here to Christophus. What's up, brother? Always great seeing Chris on the board. Spending a lot of time at camp this year. Chris has been tuning in with some up-to-date things. He says this, top 5 players to watch on Thursday: Will Howard, Drew Eiler, Germie Bernard, Brandon Smith, and Gabe Rubio. And I got to be honest, like one that I'm certainly looking forward to. I kind of put a couple people on the side because yesterday I said, what are we looking forward to? And then I ended up saying, well, I want to see this, I want to see that, I want to see the free agents, I want to see rookies. Right off the top, Mike, I want to see Weegan. I want to see this dude if he's that game-changing returner that we're hearing that he could be. I'm reading yesterday, if he's as good as he was at Iowa at changing the field position game, we're going to love him. We're going to love this guy. So Weegan, right off the top, Mike, Weegan, I'm going to be paying very close attention on kickoff returns, punt returns, returns of that nature. All, of course, as Chris is saying, quarterback position and Germie Bernard all kind of tied together in a weird way. And again, Roman Wilson, I think, Mike, Bernard and Wilson, they're going to get plenty of opportunities to catch footballs. Brandon Smith, of course, getting a lot of good reviews throughout preseason, training camp, and Gabe Rubio, Mike, just as of late, a lot of good work coming out about him and talking about the depth of this defensive line.
Dude, like if Rubio can come in and solidify himself, you're going to have a nice defensive rotation. You, like, just go off by the starters: Harmon, Y.A. Black, Cam Hayward. Then you got like Benton, Day. Then you can throw in Rubio in there. That's a nice 6-man front to keep rotating in and out, keep guys fresh. And that doesn't even have Otowomo in there. Sorry, I always get your name wrong. But now you're 7 deep that can rotate in and out, guys being fresh. Later in games, they can wear down that offensive line, and the starters can come in and just stay in that fourth quarter and just dominate. And that's going to be huge, man. I can't wait to see what he can do, being Rubio. And like you said, Weegan too. Taking a guy in the 4th round as a returner, there's pressure on him.
Absolutely.
To like immediately change the dynamics of kick returns and punt returns.
And if in fact that does play out, Mike, and he does become that player that he has potential to be, and people are saying that he has potential to be, he could easily be such a big part of this team this year.
Yeah.
Winning that field position game throughout the course of close games, tight games that you need field position. So again, Mike, Weegan is high on my list. Number 2 on my list, Mike, is a couple of guys that you just mentioned. I'm ready to see some Sebastian Joseph Day. I'm not real familiar with him outside of Steelers uniforms. Of course, just coming over this offseason, Day, Black, the defensive line. So these are my top things that I'm watching for, but it all starts with Weegan. Of course, I want to see everything, but if I have to name one thing, I want to see if Weegan is that kind of player. And again, Mike, you should be able to see, even if he doesn't do fantastic, there's things that you're going to be able to see about him. Is he potentially have this? Can I see this guy? Last year we thought Caleb was something, and then he literally just ran right into defenders on kickoff, and just left a lot still to be desired. So again, Weegan, my top guy. If I had to take one name and give it to you now, I would say Weegan.
Well, yeah, and for where they took him in the 4th round, I think we're like a year or 2 away from having that luxury type pick.
Yeah,
and that was like a Howie Roseman. Like, I mean, we're sitting here in the 4th round. Fuck it, let's roll the dice on a little kick returner out of Iowa. I think we were a year or 2 away from having that luxury. I don't know who was available. I know there's some pretty good players still available at that point, at that juncture. We probably could have used elsewhere. But if it turns out to be a good pick, he turns out to be a very capable punt returner and kick returner, and has those occasional flip the field type things and those electrifying returns, it'll be worth it. But if he turns out just to be a average to below average kick returner, this could be a terrible draft pick. Like a huge swing and a miss.
You never find
you don't know until they get out
right
there. But at the time, and still right now for me, it sat as a luxury pick that I don't know if we could afford.
All right. Still a lot to be determined, guys. We'll find out this week as the last practice wraps up today. There will not be another practice before the Green Bay preseason game on Thursday, and then they'll be off on Friday, back at it for an early practice on Saturday. So that's the way this week is looking, guys. Wrapping up practice today, day off tomorrow, at least from the public, tomorrow, and then Thursday, less than 2 days. 2 days away, we do have the Green Bay Packers here in Pittsburgh. Friday, they'll be off to the close to the public again, and then Saturday, it looks like a 10:15 start that could be earlier. I think it's still to be determined, but it is an earlier start than usual. Let's jump back on here with Corey. Corey says, I don't always agree with the huge contracts, but I can only imagine walking into work and finding out 3 of my coworkers who were pretty good workers got paid and my production got overlooked. Let's go. Somber says, LOL. Corey says, I'd walk out. He says, I'd walk out. Like, wow, man. PQ talking now. That's what Tyrone said at that particular point. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Don't compare your day jobs to the NFL. It's nowhere near the same. Y'all wish. Let's go here to Lindsay. Nobody wants to hear him. Come on, TJ. Come on, TJ. Let's go to Somber. Stevens was Dunker's teammate, Lindsay, a true guard. He wouldn't have had to make the switch from tackle due to a brick wall in the pass pro. We missed that. We missed on that one, I think. I'll give Dunker time, though. He was from Iowa as well. Right here, got better, though. Get better. Lindsay says, it's okay. Draft's better than me. I'm just sold by his hair alone. Let's go right here. Let's go to... And yesterday, Squeed was talking about, being red hair and this and that. Hey, once Dunker takes off, brother, and you get yourself a red mullet, you're gonna be the talk of the town. Yesterday he was a little down on himself.
I know he just did this girl with the hair squeege.
Just go
commit to it. Commit to the mullet.
Go with the mullet. I think it'll be just fine. Let's go right here. Let's go to Tortilla. Nah, bro, they play the national anthem before every shift, every day.
That's a good one.
There we go with some mullet talk. Somber says, I laughed my ass off. That mullet torch is epic. It sure is. Corey says, still the concept is the same no matter where you work. It's always about what have you done for me lately. Yeah, I guess if you round it up, you could bunch it all together. It's ultimately the same, but it's not the same. Let's go right. Let me finish that. I'm sorry. He says, what have you done for me lately? When my skill set isn't recognized, it hits the same. Getting overlooked certainly feels shitty for show. Tortillas, Tyrone, too early to tell on Dunker yet. Corey says, no matter what job you do, Steel Loyal says concept ain't the same. Well, I mean, in the big picture, it kind of is, but I totally understand your argument. Let's go here. Steel Loyal. Okay, bro. LOL. Steel Loyal says your work isn't working toward $30. Oh, absolutely it isn't. But again, you let me move on. Tortilla working at Home Depot seems close to being a Cleveland Browns fan.
Ooh.
There we go. I see that. I can actually see that. They dress the same with all the orange. Steel Loyal says, now that I can get behind Tortilla, that's pretty close. Same colors, too. Somber says Rogers is going to take Queen's job. That's right. Maybe he can play inside linebacker, too, Mike. Kaboli,
maybe. He might be a better tackler.
Kaboli would be fine with that, though. Let's go here. He says Rogers is going to take Queen's job. A dual threat. Corey says, this cool, but when you depend on your next raise to make a living and you don't get what you're due, how is that not comparable? All I'm saying is JPJ needs to get paid or they will need to let him go elsewhere. Scoot down here. Still Loyal says Rogers greater than Micah and Miles. Playing defense. I wonder what Mason put on his car. LOL. Still Loyal says, I wonder what A-Rod put on Mason's car. Let's go here. 58 seconds. Get off. Mark Malone says, who knows? You know it was probably pretty fucking funny. Steel Loyal says this. No, I agree, Corey, but the contract situation is what makes it drastically different. That's my only point. I think we agree more than I think he's do as well. Still, I truly do. I do want to say what's up to G. What's up to Steelmatic Honda in the house? Great seeing you today, sir. Welcome back to the show. A lot going on today. I'm going to be honest with you. Mike, this is what was said to when Mike McCarthy was asked about the Super Bowl 45 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what Mike McCarthy said in response to that particular question. He says, Green Bay means a lot to me personally and professionally, but I'm more worried about our pre-snap penalties right now, to be honest. I love him. I love this coach right now. Talk to me in 5 years and we'll have another conversation. But right now, Mike, again, these are things that you want the football coach to say. You know what I mean? Again, professional, Pop Warner, I love it. Mike, I love it. He was asked about his Super Bowl win. The guy's won one Super Bowl in his life. Has to be one of the biggest accomplishments. And it's against this particular team that he's coaching on. And his response is, Green Bay means a lot to me personally and professionally, but I'm more worried about our pre-snap penalties right now, to be honest. Mike, this has to be, if you're a Steeler fan, this has to be music to your ears. Music to your ears.
Yeah, because like I said, last year we were at fourth. We had the fourth fewest pre-snap penalties, and get that down even more because we saw what those.
If they're high in camp, I mean, maybe this is.
Just get it out of your system now. You know, like last year we had 22. Back in 23, we were the best. We only had 8 teams who won a game. 2024 was a bad one. We had 32 pre-snap penalties. It seems like they're like good year, bad year, good year, bad year. Let's beat that out of the system now, coach. Don't let them backslide because that they can. Last year proved that they can be a disciplined pre-snap team. They just limit those mistakes. Get it out of your system now in practice. Harp on them now, and it, I think he said like leading up to the Green Bay game, the practices are going to be a bit more physical. Yeah, now is when you drop the hammer. This is what we talked about earlier when it was saying like, oh, he's not going to have tackling in practices, and he learned how early in the career his career, like you have those real physical practices. It drained the team. You see it. He's picking his spots when to do it. Noticing shit ain't going right. Guess what? We're going to refocus I'm going to harp on it. I'm going to talk to the media about it. And guess what? We're going to go have hard practices before the game to get you guys fucking focused. And so I mean business. This is smart veteran coaching right here of planning out the practices. And if we had a younger coach, would they have done something like this? Or would they have been taking the time to talk about their accomplishments in the past instead of talking about, no, that was then. Right now, this is what we're focused about. So a lot was said in the way he handled that right there. Like, harping back on those little things and that penalties down to like one or even under one a game. It set this offense up for success because, his offense, you don't want to play behind. You want to play fast. You want to play on time, in rhythm, on schedule. All those little things.
What this said to me was I'm focusing on the small things. I'm focusing on the details, the minor things that are major. And again, I assume that there's probably issues. Yes, he was talking a bit what went on last year, but also what's going on at camp this year. Yeah. And you cannot leave football camp without getting your foundation, your details ironed out. You just can't. It's this is why you're there. You're there to work on these things. So at the end of the day, Mike, this is music to my ears. Just hearing somebody just really, really coaching. And I'm not saying bad mouthing anybody. I'm not putting anybody. I'm just saying it's really nice to hear somebody coaching and talking.
Saying it out loud to the media.
And right. And he's transparent. I think people dig that. Matter of fact, I love that. Because look what keeping things secret did all these years. It's just again, what are you doing? I think I tend to think that Tomlin was overthinking himself a lot of times in the way that he did things. But I got to be honest with you, I like the way that he's coaching. And again, that's why I want him here, because he's in fact the head coach. So I'm satisfied so far. Again, we'll talk in 5 years on how we ultimately feel about the Mike Tomlin signing. But right now, Mike, I couldn't be happier. Yet there has not been a single game played here yet. So again, very, very a lot still to come for the Steelers, Mike. Again, the Steelers wrapping up their practices this week today. Once they're done today, they're done. Unless again they might be away from the public on tomorrow and Friday, which they could very well be. But as of right now on our schedule, they are done with public practices. Thursday, they have a game against Green Bay, early practice on Saturday. And then, Mike, they'll be wrapping it up. I think Monday is the last day of camp at St. Vincent College. And then they'll be working their way back down to the south side. The last day looks like it's going to be Monday the 17th. Monday the 17th. So there you go. Is that the 17th?
I think that's right.
Yeah. Whatever Monday is, that is the last day. And then they'll be heading back to the south side, Mike, to get ready for game number 2. So still so much going on, guys. I do want to also mention this, Mike. The other day we talked about Aaron Donald, of course, a little bit about former Pitt player Shady McCoy earlier in the show. Today, right now I want to talk about Aaron Donald. And I don't know if I've seen the same video that you've seen, but when you said you've seen the video of him working out after you kind of doubted that he might be in shape after, bro, I don't know if I've seen the same video you did, but he looks better than kids in college that are fresh and 22 years old. Mike, the footwork on him. What the fuck was that? That wasn't human.
It wasn't.
I think he's ready to go back to the NFL if he wants to. I'm against it. I want AD getting the Hall of Fame. We can bolster our numbers up. But you know what? If he goes to play for the Rams, Mike, he has zero problem. The guy, he still has it. Again, he shows you why he's going to be a Hall of Famer just by seeing what you see in this workout.
I think I meant what I was trying to say was like the conditioning. There's in shape, you can go out there and move well. It's the cardio. After you haven't been out there banging bodies for years, but that also your muscles are fresher. But for me, it's like that shock to the system again. get into it.
about
How
him,
is the body going to react?
he
But
really
he
seems
does
like-
keep himself in phenomenal
He seems like he
shape.
stays in great shape. You're right.
He better shape than you see most ex players. You see either like ex players. There's either one or two things that happen to them. They either cut all that weight or they balloon up the way Heinz Ward is ballooning up. You know, you're an Alan Faneca, Casey Hampton, or you're a Heinz Ward. Those are your two options. Aaron Donald said, "Fuck that! I'm staying in game shape."
I got again from Penn Hills right here in our backyard. Aaron Donald, unlike that shady McCoy from over in Philadelphia, Bishop
Yeah.
McDevitt.
That bum.
Traitor.
And, you know, not bad for like Aaron Darnold. I saw one of his scouting reports recently. Fringe NFL player with backup potential. Not bad. Not bad for
Not
a
bad.
guy with fringe backup potential.
Yeah, imagine that.
I'll be right back, dude. I gotta get some water. I'm sorry, guys. I am so dehydrated today.
No, you're good. I'm gonna grab some messages here. Let's go to Mark Maloney. He says probably a giant schlong in a pride rainbow or something. Let's go to Tortilla. I wonder what Mason put on his car. Somber says it's the Packers and the Jets. Of course, Aaron is going to play. Absolutely. And then who else is the other? Buffalo also as well. Let's go to Ronald. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Ronald Albright on the board. He is smack dab in the middle of action right here, getting ready for the big game on Thursday, the first preseason game of the year right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania against those Green Bay Packers. He says, guys, please don't put too much stock, if any, into preseason games. They mostly mean nothing. Training camp practices means 10 times more than preseason games, and they do. But there's certain things again that you're gonna want to get from these practice games, preseason games as well. But you're right ultimately. And again, the win-loss column obviously means 0. But there's a lot I do want to learn and find out about this team this week that we are going to find out for sure. But always great seeing you, Ronald, my man. I hope things are going good for you. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Nice cheeks, Daddy. Bumper sticker is what Mason put on A-Rod's car. Someone says what? Corey says this over. Don't drink that. I think we want the same thing for sure. I'll never know what it's like to make millions, probably, but I do know what it's like to see people around get paid when I was supposed to. He does have options for sure. Steel Loyal says, well, that was random. Of course, I think that is going back to maybe back to the nice cheeks daddy bumper sticker. Let's go here to summer preseason games or the Super Bowl for people trying to make the team. Fuck am I hearing? Let's go here. Let's go to Ty. Right, Ronald, Mark, Yinzer, Joe, don't know. Ball confirmed. Tortilla says Mark sells his ass for misinformation. There we go. Some derpies. We've got some derpies. Tyrone on the board here with some emojis. We got the derpies. We got some face palms, the thunder, all kind of things going on right there. Brother, the terrible towel. Steel Loyal says, I'm here to crash out on your behalf, Mike. There you go.
You are now number 3 on the friends list.
Another one for you right here. Mike Cody says, I usually listen to Mike till he says Penn State go. Gonna be good. Then it's radio goes silent.
I have not mentioned my team yet.
You know what? I kind of enjoy that. You don't really mention your team, and I like it.
I don't know. We're here. You know, I try not to, and I try to be objective when we talk about them and players from there too.
I enjoy it.
Off the air, though, I will be like, Penn State is the greatest team of all fucking time.
And it seems when Derpy's on too. It seems kind of rub each
when
other.
Derpy's on, I lean into it because for me it's shtick. For Derpy, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Ohio State players are the greatest players of all time.
Nak, he gets on my nerves with that Ohio State. My God, it's so annoying.
You're in a bad mood. Let's talk about Derpy.
Yeah. You really don't want me talking about Derpy today. You really don't.
Oh, I can see the kind of mood you're in. I'm not going to feed into any negativity.
Well, you want to know what kind of dick he is. You want me to tell you? You want to know firsthand what kind of dick Derpy is?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Let me tell you.
Because more eyes on Derpy, less eyes on me. Let's go.
Well, okay. So yesterday,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he gets old. Listen, all the time it's something new.
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to go to this? Ryan, you want to do that? Ryan, you want to go to camp? Ryan, you want to go to the Green Bay game? So, I have to blow him off because every single thing he asks me, I can't. Anyway, so he gets a hold of me last week. It's like, hey, you want to go to the Green Bay game? I was like, I'll go with you, knowing that he wasn't going to go. I knew it. So he ends up getting a hold of me, and 2 or 3 days goes by after he was supposed to. Okay, you know when it was? It was after he went to camp. So then I didn't hear from him for a couple days.
Yeah.
And then he gets back to me and he's like, "Oh, well, hey, I don't think I'm going to the game on Thursday." I'm like, "Bro, we literally never even talked about it, for one. For two, then he says that, so then I was like, "Okay, that's cool, man. Are you going to be in tomorrow?" Speaking about yesterday. So he's like, "Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow." He never shows up, right? So today he texts me at 7:51 this morning. Derpy texts this verbatim. "Should be on today," with a thumbs up. Okay. So I didn't say anything. Again, if I get involved with every time he says something, I'd be on the phone all day with him. So then he says this, Mike, he says, "Should be on the show today." Follows it up by saying, "Should be on today." Again, you just said that. 3, "I have a Steeler theory as well," he says. And finally, he says this, we can do 2 divisions. I'm so sorry. Because he's been wanting to do his divisions.
Yeah.
And I made a point, Mike, to mention why I do it the way I do, because he doesn't show up when he's supposed to. So again, Mike, he's just getting on my nerve with this. He's getting on my nerves. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you even told him, dude, the first time we did this, "Hey, Derpy, I need a commitment that you're going to be here for this. If we start a segment, we'd like to finish it out."
And what is your theory?
I don't know what it is, man. I like we were so thankful, when he went to camp, he called in for us, did some stuff for us. We liked it.
He's just frustrating.
Yeah.
And he pulls me in. You know what I mean? Like, I know better. If I get involved with Derpy, it's just going to be this long, drawn-out headache, and it's going to turn out being nothing at the very end, because that's what it always does. And then he does it. He pulls me in. What a dick.
Yeah, like we got emojis for him. We got people calling for him, asking for him.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not. Yeah, come on, dude. I'm not.
Like, you know it's bad when I'm starting to, like, not stick up for him, but tell him, like, dude, man, there's a reason we want you here.
It's just this retarded. I don't even know what the term I'm looking for is, but it has the word retarded in it. I know that.
Mindset.
This retarded mindset. You're gonna text me 50 times saying I'm gonna be there. Is it cool? Thumbs up. I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. We'll do the segments. We'll do the show. And then again the next day, gone. Nowhere to be found. And I'm not spending all my whole morning hunting them down. I'm just not.
Yeah.
You're either gonna show up or you're not. I send them the link, and it's up to you beyond then.
Nope.
So that's why
the door's always open for him, and he never wants to come here.
So that's why I'm always like F Derpy. Mark Malone says he's in a diabetic coma somewhere. You know what? If it happens every once in a while, I would be more than willing to say, you know what? Perhaps there was an issue, but he's done this to me too many times. Somebody pull this knife out of my back already. Let's continue. Let's go here to Mark Malone. No, I'm not BSing on the JPJ thing. They really aren't going to pay JPJ. So he's true, Mike. He doesn't think that it's going to play out. Again, I was questioning this earlier. Let's go here. No, Still Loyal says, what are you going to say when they do, though? What are you going to say when they do? Also, Still Loyal says, are you going to be a man about it or be a coward? Let's go to Mark Malone. Good for him. Question mark? Please, dude. Let's go Tortilla. He says, no, I'm not BSing on the JPJ thing. They really aren't going to pay him. So what Tortilla says, good for him. Again, it was the same exact messages that Mark put up.
Unless he's copy and pasting and trolling them.
It's not even copy paste because it doesn't have the capital letters at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out myself here. Let's go here. Please, nothing. Dude, nothing. Your whole life has revolved around this shit. That's what Steel Loyal is saying. The Mark, you owe us all. I was wrong. Mark says, oh, yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes. Again, I do see Tortilla copying him there. And he looks like he's continuing to. So I'm going to save myself and not read every message 2 times just to let you know what's going on. Hey, Zeus has nothing to do with Mark. Has nothing to do with this, Mark. That is what Cody says, of course. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says they hold up as JPJ Gonzo have the same agent. So Cody says, I'm going to tell the Mexicans not to help you at Home Depot anymore.
That's when I gave Cody my game ball on that one.
That's a game ball.
That one, I saw that one. I've been waiting for us to get to that one. That one made me chuckle.
Yeah, that was good. Don't tell the Colombians, Mark Malone is saying. Oh, yeah, they're not. Big earthquake in Colombia for sure. Let's go here to don't tell the Colombians. I don't know what the hell he's up to. I don't know what Tortilla's doing. Steel Loyal says 49ers Titans joint practice has already had 4 fights.
Jesus Christ.
Somber says Saints defensive end Cameron Jordan could potentially miss the start of the season with a hamstring injury, according to Saints coach Kellen Moore. This is according to Shefty. Tyrone says, damn, that's 2 Saints defensive line. That's what I'm saying. The Saints, things were kind of going a little too good for them as the season ended last year, Mike. I thought they're winning too much. Something has got to go bad. Yeah. They're the Saints. And here we go.
Just Cam Jordan and Cam Hayward. What's you got to have a Cam in your name to keep playing football for as long as those two have. Jesus Christ.
Let's go right here. Tyrone says, damn, that's 2 Saints and a defensive line. Somber says, injury bug going crazy league-wide. You ain't shit,
It is, man. It is. Like,
and that's one thing that we said that we hope does not happen this year was that the injury bug starts hitting, and it's hitting, baby. It's definitely.
Yeah. Thankfully for us, though, man, everything has been, like, minor.
So far, yeah. Let's see right here, Mike. Jordan Love to start against the Pittsburgh Steelers for Green Bay tomorrow. Of course, it was mentioned yesterday by the coach that they will be playing starters against the Steelers on Thursday. Mike, Jordan Love will be getting the start on Thursday.
It'd be nice if we played a lot of our starters too, at least for the first 2 series. Get some starter action. I want to see that. I can't wait to see players get hit, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I just want to watch the big uglies beat the fuck out of each other. I don't care about anything else.
Steel Loyal says this: our defensive line is the strongest unit by a lot. Secondary is healthier, if healthy, is not far though. I hope you're right. And again, I'm hoping that it comes down to the coordinators and the position coaches last year, because it's the same personnel that basically was there last year. So hopefully you're right, man. Defensive line has to come along, because it was the inconsistent. Listen, they were good when they were good, but they were inconsistent as can be throughout the whole year.
Yeah. And if Hartman, can play the whole season not banged up like he was last year, and how good he was last year playing banged up, he's going to be a monster on that. He's going to be a handful for teams. And then, Y.A. Black, if he can eat bodies up, and if Cam can at least give us what he did last year, I'll be fine with that. Then Keanu will be in his right spot this year. The D-line has the potential to be the strongest group, but for me, I think the secondary, the back end on paper is the strongest of the two when everyone's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. Here we go. Let's get down to Mark Malone. Need to give Benton part of JPJ's bag, or what is left of it. Tyrone says, no, we can't afford no one. Your words, Mark. Steel Loyal says Benton would be the one we extend next offseason at Mark. Tortilla says, I feel like Mark's kids think of Mark the way that Mark thinks of JPJ.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go right here. Mid Tortilla. Let's come down here to JPJ right here. I'm sorry, to Mark Maloney says, it's just wish we'd get more than a comp pick out of him. Tyrone says, no, you don't call him mid all the time. Stay on that side, Mark. Mark says a mid and number 1 ain't bad, man. Number 16 in the NFL. Tortilla says a 50-year-old saying mid is wild. Let's go to Steel Loyal. If you believe JPJ is 16, you truly ain't watching. Cody says, pause, Mark Malone. He's not even a top 100, man. Top 5, and he ain't 5. That's what Steel Loyal is saying. Top 3, Mark, is what Ty is saying. Lindsay's saying he's 4. Mark Malone, I wonder if anyone will pay him like that. LOL. Tyrone says only Stingley and Surtain over him. False Tyrone, sorry is what Lindsay's saying. Stats don't lie, Ty. Sorry, nothing. Porter Island all day, baby. Right here, Tortilla says Mark Malone acts like JPJ is Juju. G, what's up? Great seeing you back on the board, my man. Welcome to the show. Lindsay, apparently they do if he is listed at 18, but I'm not done. You got it. Let's go Steel Loyal. Come on, Tyrone, 12 million. I think he's 16, Mark Malone is saying. Tyrone says, but then again, these websites don't know nothing about what they're talking about. LOL, no, bro. 3 million per player. Name me 5 better, Mark. Jump down here. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Too much, 500,000.
How about a 40 and a pack of coals? If we sell it right now.
Yeah. There's Aaron. Always great seeing Aaron Jade in the house with the Rockets. Here we go, Steelers. That's right, baby. 2 days.
There we go.
What's game time? 7 o'clock. So we have 52 hours and 11 minutes. 52 hours and 11 minutes. That's right, guys. Tyrone, matter of fact, let him play for free. Let's continue down here to Mark Malone. Mark says, I think he ends up sitting out. Tyrone says, wait, I thought Watt and JPJ was talking on the Joe and Debo show. Is it over? It looks like they are not, apparently, compared to what I'm reading. Is it over? Aaron Jade, my man, says this Japanese tree frogs might cure cancer. They have 100% of 100% results, which means that I live longer to watch Steelers even longer. And you know what? They won't give us that damn cure for nothing. That's going to kill their business to the ground. Why cure cancer? Why? Make people keep believing they're going to die. They'll definitely give you their money. Let's go here, bro. What the fuck? Debo and Joe lied, and everybody's a little upset. Debo and Joe didn't get the interviews. Apparently,
we don't lie.
I've never lied to anybody on here. Never. Let's go here. Lindsay says, "Oh shit, Tyrone Watt was the first one with Highsmith." Lindsay says, "JPJ isn't getting paid, and TJ is traded." Shaking my fucking head. Tyrone said, "I just rewinded." Watt did talk. Also, Lindsay says, "I missed it. Damn, I gotta rewatch." Let's go here to Corey. Corey says this. He says, "I tell you what, give me 1 million. I don't need an agent for that. I'll research sports law. LOL. Trade PQ. I'll take his spot. Give the leftover money to JPJ, and I'll cover the tight ends." And you know what? If you fail on covering tight ends or even making tackles, you might not be worse off than what we've been seeing lately. I'm just saying, covering over the middle and tackles certainly wasn't PQ's strengths or not his strengths as of last year. Let's go here to Corey. He says, "I get my year in the spotlight. JPJ gets his money and everybody's happy." Let's go here. Tyrone says, well, we was lied to. Laughed my ass off. Mark Malone, if JPJ was mad, he wouldn't be talking. Lindsay says, here we go. Tyrone, a couple things here also, Mike, I do have. Former Steeler, Ray McLeod. Another Steeler heading to Chicago. These Bears, they really think that taking former Steelers is really going to get us back. Remember when we fleeced them? And
oh yeah,
now their whole team is consisting of former Steelers. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about Beanie Bishop going to Chicago. Now I'm like Ray McLeod will be wearing the Bears C on his helmet.
Dude, Ray McLeod is collecting NFL franchises the way an autistic kid collects trains.
Or Kenny.
See, I didn't want to go that route.
It's comparable. A little autistic kid and Kenny. But yes, go ahead.
But yeah, no, he's been bouncing around the league forever. Like the Steelers, the Niners, the Falcons, now the Bears. I don't know if he had any stops in between any of those, but he's been getting around, Ray.
Yeah, he sure has. He sure has.
Not, like, for a while there, he was not a bad player. Like a very good returner, a decent, number 4, number 5 option occasionally on offense. So I'm not surprised he's still bouncing around out there.
Yeah. Again, Mike, you're not lying. He is going through some teams. So again, Chicago, we won't see him this year as we were facing the NFC South this year. Let's go right here to Lindsay. Here we go. Shit, maybe he's mad. Tyrone is saying, said, fuck that podcast. You know what? I usually don't care for like other podcasts. I like Debo and Joe. I do. Yeah, I like that one.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. I
They're
like the
not
people.
us.
They're not us. But I like the people. You know what I mean? I think that's why I watch. Let's go right here. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says he's probably is mad, man, is what he's saying. Corey says AD got AI making his workout videos. LOL, but I think Debo could still destroy. Yes, Debo's huge. He is huge. And again, AD looking great. I got to be honest with you at the workout. Tyrone, I would be too. We paid 2 backups before our star player. Mark Malone, yeah, it's a shitty position to be in. Lindsay with the TJ Watts and the Thunders. Cody says, I bet Harrison could get back out there. Now, he might be one because it's the big guys, Mike, that you're trying to get the oxygen through all those muscles. Now, if he hasn't been playing in game time speed, he, I think, would be a little behind. Aaron's only been out a couple seasons. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're staying on top of your body, which he is, and both of them are, and I do know that Harrison, like 15 years ago, was putting $500,000 in his body every year or something like this. So again, it's hard to get through all them muscles and veins, and it might be tough for him.
And the last time we saw Debo out on the field, it was not exactly Debo of old. And the last time we saw Aaron Donald out on the field, it was Aaron Donald of old, still playing at a high, dominating level.
Yeah, and Debo's my age. He's 48 years old, so I wouldn't expect much from him. But it looks damn good. Let's go right here to Steele. Steele says this, for real, put some pads on Debo ASAP because we need another outside linebacker, right? Let's go right here to Steele Low. He says you can lead a horse to water doesn't mean he's going to drink it. Summer says Depot had bowling balls surgically implanted into his biceps. I seen him just yesterday. I seen a picture of him walking at camp talking to folks, and he is big. Big. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Debo has a couple of Jalen Warrens living in his biceps. What's his if he has Jalen Warrens or bowling balls, Mike, what does Kaboli have? It looks like he ate Pat McAfee's.
I was going to say it looked like he ate me.
Let's go here to Ty. He says trade Derpy with Mark and Yinzer Joe. Chris says Caleb Johnson versus Lou Nichols and Travis Homer for the running back 3 position is another battle to watch. Absolutely. And you know what? That's interesting, Mike. Not something that I'm intrigued by, but if you're looking at these 3 backs, which one of these 3 makes the team? I think Lou Nichols would be an odd man out here. Caleb, of course, being on the roster prior, and finally Travis Homer coming in as the special teams guy. Yeah. I think it would be between those 2 when you're talking running back 3, and I don't know how you'd handle that because of the special teams. Yeah, exactly. And I know Caleb has been working on special teams, but I don't know if he's been working on that. The person like the pump protector. I forget what the actual position's called, but growing up in middle school and high school, it was called the punt protector. That position right there, that was what Homer was supposed to take over for what's his name, who went down to Tampa. So I thought he was a lock, but I hear, Caleb's getting special teams look, so I don't know if he's working in that spot as well. It's going to be interesting. And then you got to throw in little Eli in there as well. Like, what's his role battling for that RB3 spot? But it might be Caleb Johnson's right now. It's going to be, again, it's going to be very interesting because, again, changing the system, changing the coaches, that kind of takes away some of the easy answers that you would have from year to year in the past. But, again, it's hard to say. And McCarthy's spoken well recently of Caleb Johnson. He's spoken well of every single player he's talked about is one thing I've realized. I've literally heard him say something nice about all 175 guys out on that field. Let's go here. Let's talk about how great Ohio State's quarterbacks are. That's the thing with Ohio State. Does Ohio State have any Hall of Fame quarterbacks? No. It does. But I know. I don't. You might have to go all the way back to like the 40s and 50s. But to think of like a legit. Let's talk Super Bowl era. I know that we do. Do they? I know that Pitt does. No. Hey, we had Kerry Collins. He made it to Super Bowl. You did have Kerry. It just unfortunately ran into one of the greatest defenses of all time. But Ohio State, no. They thought C.J. Stroud was going to be the great hope, and everybody told me that when he was getting drafted. Oh, you don't know what's coming with C.J. Stroud. Him and Bryce Young, they came out the same year. This guy I was arguing. I was so disappointed with C.J. Stroud because I watched him. Like, he wasn't your typical Ohio State quarterback. This kid could play. He single-handedly almost won them that national championship against Georgia. Who did? C.J. Stroud. Oh.
for Ohio State. I thought this kid was going to be amazing. That he had that great rookie year, just hasn't panned out.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that I thought was fantastic. Again, I argue with this guy from Midland, and he was going on telling me how that was going to be the greatest quarterback draft ever. And again, look at Bryce and look at what's going on in Houston.
Yeah,
There, so.
if Bryce Young was like 5 inches taller, I think he'd be really good.
If I was 10 inches taller,
Yeah, I
I'd be
know,
really
right?
good too. So you know what?
Well, are we sure about that?
I'd be good at something. I could reach shit higher, I guess.
You'd be good at helping little old ladies.
Tortillas the Troll still says, also right here, Jamie, Ryan, sorry for your issues. Fully understand. No, we love you, bro, and the chat. I appreciate you. I can't remember what that was about, Jamie, but I do want to say welcome and thank you.
He has a lot of issues.
I have tons of issues. But thank you. Always great seeing you, Jamie, as always, my man. Welcome to the show. We do have just 2 days till the Steelers play. Let me scoot down here. Derpy's mom is probably making him clean his room. Maybe.
Clean them drapes.
I know he has that weird thick dust that people get on their inside their curtains sometimes, and you don't wash them for years.
He still has his Cleveland Guardians bed sheets up on as his drapes and stuff.
Yeah, at least they're not Cleveland Indians, because then that would make me question how long they've been up there. So at least if they're the Guardians, it's relatively new. Let's go here to Sick Jones, my man. Always great seeing Sick Jones from all the way across the country. Good morning, motherfuckers. He says, how the fuck y'all doing? Fuck Derpy. Send me the link, Ryan. I'll be on the show. If you need someone, y'all would get a kick out of me. Ooh, fuck yeah. You know what? I'm not ruling it out. I'm not. Maybe that's what Jamie was talking about. It was just the derpy situation. I'm not ruling it out, Sick. Let's continue to go forward. Tyrone says this. She had nothing serious with us, thank God. Just day-to-day stuff. Of course, with injuries, nothing really serious here. I really wonder if Aaron plays. We'll see. Hi, my guy. Everybody got doing some pleasantries. Christopher says this. Who is returning kickoffs and punts besides Caden Weegan is going to be interesting. That one there is my interest. I'm going to be watching the return game. Because, again, like if we can capitalize and get good field position a majority of the time, that's such a big help. That is such a big help. Less work for your offense, less work for your defense. Special team steps up and becomes a top unit in the league. We're going to love that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go here to Ronald. Ronald says this. Okay, so let's say this Will Howard is eventually released, and let's say we have another average season, even with Aaron healthy all year. So who will be starting quarterback in 2027? I think there's a million things that could happen between now and then. I truly honestly do.
Yeah.
I mean, just some of the possibilities right off the top of my head. There's all this Baker Mayfield talk for one. For two, got a draft coming again. It's supposed to be a strong quarterback draft. Yep. Three, I don't think they'll leave themselves in a position to not have anything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, everybody knows, coach knows that Aaron's leaving after this year. At the end of the day, I can't see them leaving themselves in a position to hang themselves high and dry next year. So again, I just think that there's plenty of things that can and probably will happen that's going to answer that question eventually, Mike.
Yeah, if that would happen, I agree with you in what Somber's saying. Well, a bridge quarterback, Aller, or a first rounder. That would be their options.
And isn't that exactly what I just said?
Yeah, that's why I said I agree with you and Somber.
I was just checking for myself because sometimes I forget these things.
Okay, I was like, damn, bro, I was backing you up.
Let's go here.
No. I'll just.
Somber says Roman, Jameson, Caleb, Warren. Also, Somber says Bridge, Aller, first rounder. Truth Thong. Always great seeing Truth Thong in the house. Germie might have a germ. Lots of people sick nowadays. Great seeing you, Truth Thong. 2 days away, baby. Let's go right here. So are we getting rid of Howard? Is Lindsay's asking. Ronald Aller, 2027 quarterback. Somber says time will tell, Lindsay. Tyrone, not yet. Lindsay, next year. Lindsay says this. Has he been bad? I really haven't seen. And you know what, Mike? Of all the quarterback talk, and I hate it, and I'm going to be happy when they finally get on the field and play.
Yeah.
But this week, it seems like the attention has gone to Drew Aller.
Yeah.
Where I've seen a lot of Will Howard stuff leading up to this week.
Yeah.
But everything through the weekend until where we are right now has been Drew Aller heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Tom Arth was, praising Aller's development, how quickly he's picked up everything they asked him to do. And you're not hearing a whole lot of talk from Will Howard. Like, I want to see how those two look in game action. Yeah, you can't tell everything from there because, guys ball out and then they flame out in the league, but it can give you a sense. I want to see how well he can run an NFL offense. I think if everything would progress perfectly for Will Howard, he can be one of those guys that goes out there and just can efficiently run an offense. He ain't gonna wow you, but he's just gonna keep you on schedule, keep you going. And Drew Aller could be the guy that's gonna wow you in the future if everything clicks for him. I think there's something there with both those guys. I think Aller has the higher ceiling, but I think Will Howard has the higher floor, the safer bet out of the two. So I just want to see how it works in game, how they function. The games need to get here. I'm tired of trying to analyze grainy practice footage like it's the Zapruder film.
Absolutely. We'll be breaking down everything on Friday morning, early afternoon. You do know that as the Steelers do get this first preseason game under their belt on Thursday night as the Green Bay Packers travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers at Acrisure Stadium. That is a 7 o'clock start on Thursday, along with a bunch of other games in the NFL that do play through the weekend. Wrapping up on Saturday, Mike, it will go Thursday, Friday, Saturday for all the NFL games this week in preseason. A lot of teams looking for answers the way we're looking for answers for our team as well. It's all coming up, guys. 2 days, 48 hours, 50, a little less than 52 hours away. We'll be watching the Steelers on national television, so everybody will also be able to enjoy the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go right here. Mark Malone somber. He says it's not that he has been bad. He just hasn't taken the number 2 job yet. Mark Malone says, I bet Howard makes it to the practice squad. Tortilla. Mark Malone throws out takes like PQ, misses tackles. Mark Malone says, and they're always right. Tortilla says, moment of silence for the floor cracker. Let's go right here to Ronald. Ronald says this. He says, will it be Aller, Baker Mayfield, J.J. McCarthy, Anthony Richardson? Hell, no. Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray just locked down the starting job up in Minnesota.
Did he? Is he going to start up there?
Yeah.
Sommer says maybe no, and no. Steel Lewis says what the fuck? Ronald, no, LOL is what Tyrone is saying. Sommer says this. Someone needs to go do a documentary inside of Yinzers. Good Lord, inside the mind of the Yinzer. Let's go here. Tortilla rated R. Yinzer. CTE is what Tyrone is saying. Somber. KJ is not working on punt protector. Homer's the punt protector. KJ has been doing wing and gunner work.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just saw that he was doing work. I didn't know exactly where they had him up there. Thank you, sir.
Let's go right here to G. Always great seeing G in the house. Welcome, my man. He says something. What did he say? Something about quarterback here. I missed it, Tyrone. Did you make it to training camp? I swear he said something about a quarterback. I don't know.
Starting quarterback tomorrow, question mark.
Okay, I came too far. Tomorrow, well, it's starting for Thursday. I assume it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Again, we broke down the outline of what Coach McCarthy, how he wants to use his quarterbacks. And to me, Mike, that first group, the first series, certainly seems like an Aaron Rodgers kind of Aaron Rodgers reps for his age,
Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers, or if, I'm seeing people reporters speculate, if DK and Pittman's not going, might as well put Mason Rudolph out there and then go Will Howard and Drew Aller the rest of the way.
This is what the outline looks for, guys. There's likely 3 groups. They are going to have one more meeting between coaches to finalize this, but it is right now group 1 that will go through a series or 2. Second group will finish out the first half from there, and the third group will stay on the field for all of the second half. So to me, it looks like Aaron Rodgers, the first series. It looks to me maybe Mason Rudolph, or depending, Mike, how they want to do this with the other 3 guys. Somebody's going to be finishing out the first half. And I think, that third group is probably going to include 2 quarterbacks in the second half because, again, neither of these quarterbacks have ever played a single snap in the NFL or in a preseason game in the NFL or anything. So they're going to certainly be getting their reps, you would think, this weekend.
Oh, yeah, you would assume a lot of reps for those 2 bottom guys. You want to see what they got. You know what Aaron has. You know what Mason has. You want to get the rust off of those guys and then go out there and let those 2 young quarterbacks put on actual film in game type situations of what they can and cannot do.
I do want to laugh. Yeah.
I was going to say, practice tells you a lot, game tells you a lot too. You need the whole complete picture.
I ain't gonna laugh right here. G called him Mice Young. Bryce Young is Mice Young. You know what? I'm going to G with my game ball. I like Mice
Young. That's a good one right there.
So there's my game ball. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says Tyrone got kicked out of camp for touching JPJ. Of course, G did ask him if he went to camp. Tyrone says OSU still produces more talent, other positions, but quarterback. How many Hall of Famers? I'm sorry, that was mean. That was just me. Hey,
Pitt catching up, baby.
It is. Pitt passed them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're catching up to USC and Notre Dame. My bad.
Yes,
my bad.
USC and Notre Dame, the only two, and they're tied. So again, let's get Aaron Donald in the Hall of Fame. We'll be catching up real fast. But I'm sorry, I just had to. Listen, I didn't say nothing when the Pirates and the Reds were playing. You know what? I didn't have room to say anything when the Pirates.
You did not.
So I had to throw that one in there. I'm sorry, man. Let's continue forward. Let's go right here, guys, to Corey. Corey says, I'm back hard. Had a work meeting. Hope you didn't ask me what you need that. I did not yet. I figured that. I didn't see you for a while. Let me get you here in just a second. Let's grab here Tyrone. They kicked you out. Steel Lawyer says, yeah, Tyrone grabbed him and said, you smell different when you're awake. Let's go down to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says probably have the Big Johnson on returns again. Let's go here to what the fuck. Jamie says this is also Sommer says Aller's a red shirt. The battles between Mason and Will. Let's go to Christophus. He says we would get rid of Mason before we get rid of Phil. I would agree 100%. I would agree 100% that we would get rid of Mason before we get rid of Will. Absolutely, 100%. Sommer said this. You'd like to think so, but it doesn't look that way so far. Live on NFL Network. Let's go here to Ronald Albright. Says this for people questioning our head coach not having physical practices or hitting. Well, the Ravens just had their starting defensive back Nate Wiggins carted off the field this morning, and we had our quarterback playing defensive end and rushing the quarterback. But hey, what the hell do I know? Tyrone says 10, I think, guys. Mike, any thoughts before we do start to we're round in third. We're going to start getting ready to head into the question of the day. Anything about all the comments that we just did blow through? Again, I just tried to blow through them to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Your thoughts on everything that was said?
No, not really, right? No, Like, God, I'm just ready for the fucking games to start. Like I said earlier, I'm tired of the endless speculation of how people are looking. Now we're actually going to get a shot of how they're looking. And that's what I want to see. Yes, like I said, practice tells a big story. Game tells a big story. Now we're finally going to give this, the final piece of the puzzle. Start to get the final pieces of the puzzle for how these guys are actually performing. Who's been blowing smoke up our ass? Who has been telling us the truth about these players?
And I got receipts on these media people. I'm going to find the ones that were the most bullshit when it's all said and done. And we're going to. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do something. So again, guys, yes, just 2 days away. That is 51 hours and 49 minutes from kickoff here at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh against the Green Bay Packers, who's making the trek over from Wisconsin to play the Steelers, guys, on Thursday in our first preseason game. So many questions, Mike. Months and months of questions. All finally going to start getting some answers this Thursday. I cannot wait. Seeing all the emojis going up. They look fantastic. Somber, Tyrone. I'm seeing Brother Thunder, the Terrible Towel, Goat, all kind of stuff. If you do want to become a member, it only costs you $1.99 a month. There is no long-term agreement, anything like this. It is month by month. You could cancel it at any time. Guys, it's a lot of fun. You could get involved in some of these emojis. I know that there's all different kinds. There's Derpy with no clothes on. There's vanilla. There's also some Terrible Towels on there. There's catchphrases from the show. A lot of different stuff, guys. $1.99. It all goes to helping the show. It all goes right back into the show. And again, there is no obligation. You could cancel anytime. It's month to month. And it is 100% different than the subscription. Again, if you subscribe, there's no cost. It's just like following somebody on social media. So again, I hope people don't get that confused, because Mike, totally free to subscribe. But again, the membership, just a little bit more. You get a little bit more with that. That is $1.99 a month. Also, guys, don't forget to get registered over on the CBS Pick'ems, just right here on our main page in YouTube. Go click the link at the top of the page. Go into it again. If you were on the Pick'ems last year, you should already be on the list. Just go in. I think just kind of verify. It takes less than 10 seconds to do that. Or if you're going in for the first time, it takes you about 30 seconds to sign up. So go do that. Games on the Pick'ems list will not start until the regular season. No, I just want to throw that out. There is no preseason Pick'ems. Let me get to the board here, Mike, and we're going to get into this question of the day. As soon as we get through the board, Somber says Matt LaFleur said as of right now, Jordan Love will play Thursday night at Pittsburgh, although he said he reserves the right to change his mind, said there's value in getting mentally prepared to go play a game. Said some starters may play longer than others. Looks like we get A-Rod versus Love. Tyrone says, I did see that again. Some people did pick yesterday. And again, you do have time again, Tyrone, because let's say you picked Buffalo to win week 1. Let's say Josh Allen blows his knee out in preseason. You still have ample time. You could get in and change your picks all the way up until kickoff of that particular game. So again, if you did get on early and make your picks a couple of weeks early, that's fine because you could go in at any time and revise. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, nah, man, Puckums takes longer than 10 seconds. That shit had me. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Were you in for the first time or were you in last year? I can't remember. Maybe that's what I don't know. I apologize. Ronald says this based on everything I hear from camp. The rookie I want most to watch is Dalen Everett. If he keeps playing and showing well, that will not help JPJ's case for the high payday. Tyrone says, okay, bet. Cody says, if you sign up for a membership, Vanilla will go down your chimney and put presents under your tree and eat all your cookies. So, again, don't leave any out. He'll find them anyway and eat them.
I will find those cookies, motherfucker.
Tyrone says that doesn't mean anything for JPJ, going back to what Ronald said. And finally, Tortilla. Okay, so that must have been perhaps something. Tyrone said it was the first time. Tortilla, I'm sorry, said it was the first time. Was just hella lagging and slow, probably on my end, but blaming the website makes me feel better. Gotcha. It says right now you should be able just to pop right in. So hopefully that's good for you. Again, we do apologize about that. And Somber saying Delulu, which I think that was going back to the prior conversation with JPJ. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumbyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got a new article popping up today. We'll have a new one popping up on Thursday for a game day. That's all at the2dumbyinzers.com. While you're over there, take a look at our list for all of our social media, so check them out. And the merch stores over there too at the2dumbyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. Lots of cool stuff over there at www.the2dumbyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumbyinzers.com. We're going to get into this trivia question for the day. Cody says, where's the link for the pick'ems? It's just right here on the main page. If you would just if you would push the little logo that you see below me right here, click on that and it'll just take you right to our main page of YouTube. Just go there and across the top, you should see a blue link that says CBS Sports Pick'ems or something of that nature. Just click on that and you'll be all in. Let's go to the question of the day. Mike, put on your thinking caps, everybody at home. Everybody on the terrible board, put your thinking caps on as well, because today we're going to continue, Mike, with our Green Bay Packers and Steelers trivia question of the week. Mike, that is the way we're going to go this week. Steelers and Packers. So usually some kind of comparison, records, showdowns, yards between players. This is how we're going to go through preseason and go by way of our opponents. This is the question of the day. Here we go. Which future Hall of Fame quarterbacks has more total career wins? Ben Roethlisberger or Aaron Rodgers? Which one of these two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks have more career total wins? This is everything. Playoffs, regular season, season with the Jets, season with the Packers, everything. One more time, which future Hall of Fame quarterback has more career wins, guys? Is it Ben? Is it Aaron? And do you want the question, or do you want the hint now, or do you want it after I come back?
After.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
Take it a moment to think it over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
All right, so Mike deferred to the second half, so I'm going to give you the hint now. Here is the hint of the question of the day. Of course, which future Hall of Fame quarterback has more total career wins. Is it Ben or is it Aaron Rodgers? And the hint is, guys, it's only a 2-win difference. It's only a 2-win difference. So take a moment to think that over, guys. Let me grab some of the on the board. Excuse Cody, guys. Today he's a little slow. Today.
What do you mean today?
Today. Let's go right here to no problem, Cody, for sure. Bill Nye, the science guy. Also Tyrone, go smell JPJ. Aaron, I think is what Tyrone is saying. Bill, Tortilla. Bill, the science guy. Let's go here to Tyrone. Cody, is this live? Also, Tyrone says, I missed that at School Somber. Guys, again, if you have any guesses, perhaps you know it, do throw your answer up on the board to today's question. The question is, which future Hall of Fame quarterback has more total career wins in the NFL? Is it Aaron or is it Ben? Aaron or Ben? The hint is, guys, it's only a 2-win difference. So, again, good luck trying to guess it if you don't know it. Chris says Big Ben is his guess. Also, Tortilla says, damn, Cody distracted me. I didn't even listen to the question. I immediately went to Bill Nye. Tortilla is saying Aaron Rodgers. Mike, what is your thought process for this question?
I'm going to go with Big Ben Roethlisberger. Right. I remember you bemoaning the fact that Aaron Rodgers, the mercenary, is going to pass Big Ben on the all-time list, and he's going to do it in a Steeler uniform and then go retire a Green Bay Packer.
All right, so there you go. Your guess is Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock you. Big Ben. I'm sorry. Big Ben is I'm locking you in on Ben. Got you there. Chris says Ben. Tortilla says Aaron. Cody, of course, says George Washington. Question of the day one more time is this, guys. Which of the future Hall of Famers has more total career wins? Is it Ben or is it Aaron at the moment? And again, guys, the hint is it's only a 2-win difference. Mike picked Big Ben. I'm seeing different answers on the board. Ben, I'm seeing some Aaron, Tyrone with A-Rod. Guys, here is the answer to the question of the day of which one of these two quarterbacks has more total wins. And this is total. This is, again, regular season and postseason. Guys, the answer to the question is 185 to 183. Advantage, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has 185 wins in his career. Regular season, postseason, Ben 183. So there you go. Aaron Roethlisberger, Sommer. Hey, you at least got it. You got it half right. I'm always right. Tyrone says George Washington was a wide receiver. Cody, guys, that is the answer to the question of the day. Of course, Aaron Rodgers has 185 wins as of right this moment, and Ben Roethlisberger has 183. And yes, and who has more postseason wins? I think that would be Ben, isn't it? I think. I don't know. You can look it up real quick if you'd like. I'm not really. Cody just kind of threw that at the end. Guys, let's go right here.
I think Ben has more postseason wins. I have some stuff here. Give me a minute.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. I'm just going to grab these messages. Tortilla says, the only reason I knew that is because Rodgers and McCarthy are like the second most winning head coach and quarterback duo. Sommer says Ben Roethlisberger, and Cody says I thought George Washington invented electricity. You're getting closer, I think. Yeah, Mike.
Big Ben's 13-10, A-Rod's 11-11 in the postseason.
Okay, there you go. Pretty close. I mean, come on. Doesn't get much closer than that. Christopher says 84 of them is against Chicago. You're probably right, Chris. My man. Always down at ground zero. Corey, are you still in the house? Let me know if you're still here. And of course, Squeege, I did want to talk to him, but I haven't seen him all day today. But Corey, let me know if you're here as we were wrapping up, because I do have something exciting that I'd like to get you involved with. And I think that Squeege could also do it. Anybody else that wants to take advantage? Big Ben, because he never had a losing season. And that's another thing, that Big Ben never had a losing season. Shady McCoy believes that this guy doesn't belong in Canton. Again, I started with this. I'm not going back to it.
You've been fired up from the minute the show started, brother.
Tom Brady had a losing season. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Big Ben never had a losing season. A couple of things. Puka injured at practice. No details yet. Pay JPJ. Corey, you nailed that, Corey. And if I had I'm going to give you my additional game ball to Ben, to Corey right here. Big Ben's never had a losing season, and for that right there alone, that answers a lot of everything. He never had a losing season in 20 years, 18 years. Come on. Hall of Fame. Let's go right here. I do want to say this. We are starting, guys, on Saturdays. If you are doing a show, a stream, a live, anything of this nature, or if you have stuff already on file, on record of shows that you may have done, on Saturdays, we are going to be doing a network sharing idea. It was something we came up with a while ago. We wanted to implement it, and I think not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, we'll be putting up about 5 to 10 different podcasts. I already got some people inquired. I got some people signed in already. Corey and Squeege, if you guys want to be involved in this, what we'll do is we'll basically take either whatever episode that you want, or even a live, if you want to do a live. And on that Saturday, every Saturday, we're going to do a little network sharing and have about 10 different podcasts, stream shows, things of that nature on our network. And we're going to have it there. So maybe our viewers can check you out. People that come to check you out can check us out. We'll, kind of spread the wealth a little bit and help one another out. So Corey, Squeege, even Steele, I'm not real sure with you, but anybody that does want to be involved with this, it's not going to cost you anything. We're not in it to make money. We're just trying to spread the word about folks and help one another out here. So again, if you would like to be involved in this, maybe throw up an old episode or a new one, or even a live, as I said, Corey, we'll be able to start doing that. I don't think this Saturday, but next Saturday, and we're going to continue to try to continue with it throughout the season. So again, run that through your mind. If you're interested, or anybody else for that matter, if you do want to be involved in this, it's going to be network sharing Saturdays right here on the Two Dumb Yinzer Network, guys. So again, let me know one way or another if you want to be involved. If you do, we'll start to get you set up. If not, that is totally fine. Let me grab, and I see Honda G's in it as well. My man, keep in touch, get in touch with me. As a matter of fact, let me finish this segment and I'll talk a little bit more. Somber says this. He says Jets cornerback Stiggers was transported via ambulance to the local hospital after collapsing during a joint practice Tuesday with the Tampa Bay Bucks. According to Shefty, Tortilla says this. He says, tune in Saturday to Tortilla's political views. That's what I'm saying. Anybody. You don't have to have something established. If you want to do something, you want to put up a show, start with us. Why not, right? We'll help you out. We'll do what we can. We'll get you up in front of people. And maybe, as I said, we'll start just sharing some networking a little bit and help everybody out. So we'll get into that a lot more as this week goes on, Mike. It's not even hump day yet, if you can believe it. It's not even hump day. We got 2 days till preseason, guys. Green Bay, again, 7 o'clock at Pittsburgh. Thursday at 7 o'clock. I apologize about that. Mike, your thoughts today's show?
Oh, man. I like how McCarthy is getting these guys to go back to the basics, get back to those, limiting those pre-snap penalties that, can plague an offense. We saw that, 2 years ago? We were 24th in the league with that nonsense. And the year before that, we're like one of the best in the league. Last year, we were one of the better in the league. Like, get back to that, hone in on that. And, Germie, he's a big part of that. He's been having some issues with that. And hopefully he cleans it up. The team cleans it up. This offense can come out firing on all cylinders. Pay JPJ, because I'm tired of hearing about it. Let's get that over and done with. And 2 more days till we got a game, boys. We get to see these guys out there hitting finally in some live action. That's what I can't wait for. I'm tired of the endless speculation of who looks good, who doesn't look good. Now we are going to have some actual proof of who's going to look good and who's not going to look good.
No, we had to live through the off season, Mike. But you know what? We're not going to have to do that again for months and months and months and months. We got football to talk about from now till after Valentine's Day. So again, no more of the off season speculation, trades, rumors, any of that nonsense. We are here live, real time. With our NFL football team, our favorite NFL football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys. A few things I do want to say heading into this week. I do know that everybody is going to be watching this game. Like, Steeler Nation is pumped up. This game is nationally televised. So I would advise, guys, maybe do stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner for the big game. Guys, Duquesne Pilsner is delicious, delicious beer. We always have it here in the studio on tap for everything. Every event that does come along, guys, they do help us out a lot with things as far as promoting. and stuff of that nature. So we like to help them back. Guys, do go check them out. If you are not a beer drinker, you can go on social media, check them out there. I'm sure hit a follow, hit a like, hit all that stuff. I'm sure they would be forever grateful for it. Again, Mike, brewed right here in Western Pennsylvania, Duquesne Pilsner. It says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, I do want to say this. If you're looking for them on social media, you can check us out as well. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button. Keep with what's going on with the Two Dumb Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, the sub, the share, the count. It all helps, guys, pushing things out into the algorithm and getting more sites and more attention to the show. So, again, we appreciate all that. Thank you so much. I do want to say also everything is free, guys. Everything of that nature. You hit the sub button, not going to cost you anything. You're just helping us out. We would appreciate it. Thank you so much. What else, Mike? What else? What am I forgetting?
Oh, my God, man. I don't know. I think we tackled it all today.
You know what? I do see Cody. Cody is come through with a very lucrative idea. He says, I'll stream live podcast name is when you wake up next to a torta, wand how to get away with tortilla in a Mexican. And Somber replied to that by saying, I just had a stroke reading that. But yes, Cody, even you're welcome even as well. And whatever the hell was that you just said, I think is also welcome. Sid Jones, my man, he says, fuck yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Somber had a stroke. GP going off on the Rams. Cody says this first episode, singing karaoke with tortas. I like it. Kevin Reed, always great seeing you, man. He says, I'm late. What's up, Yinzers? Hey, my man, great seeing you, Kevin. Let's see, Stillmatic, Tortilla, Somber. Y'all have a good one. 2 more days until some foosball. And also Tyrone, my man, thank you as well, you crazy bastards. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get into it, start preparing for the first preseason game of the year for the Steelers, of course, on Thursday against the Packers. We'll try to get into as much as we can. Mike, follow up on anything that we may have missed today and through tomorrow. Again, no public practice tomorrow for the Steelers, so that is not available. And also, guys, we got a game. We got a game on Thursday, so we'll certainly be heading. Mike, I think this year we'll be getting into the overs and unders. We won't do our picks this week, obviously. Do we want to do picks? I mean, we can do picks for
just for shits and giggles.
For shits and giggles. And I do want to say welcome to Christophus. Christophus, welcome to. He is the official Yinzer membership. Mike, there it is. Thank you so much, Christophus, and
welcome.
And you deserve to be there, as everybody, my man. You've been a gamer, a baller the whole time. And again, thank you for everything from down at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Westmoreland County, here in Western Pennsylvania. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time, guys, to get into so much leading into this game against Green Bay. They're starting starters. We're starting starters. Guys, it's all finally starting to come together. Let's just stay healthy and get through these 3 games so we can get to the regular season. But, Mike, so far, I think that is everything for the day. We'll be back tomorrow to get into so much more. Mike, anything before we roll?
No, man. Just have a great day, everyone. This is a great episode. You guys are fun. Like I said, I was a little down today. You guys brought the energy, and this was the best. I had a blast today. It's a good episode. I can't wait to do this again tomorrow.
And again, we're
Thursday, baby.
And where's Derpy? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say we'll see if he shows up. So there you go. But anyway, see, that's why I can't plan around him, Mike. You see what I'm saying?
I know he drops the ball consistently.
Because that's a whole segment. Now you have to understand when I'm putting stuff together. Yeah, I have to allot for that segment, because if he's here, that's 15 minutes that I don't. Do you see? You see why I'm nuts because of him?
Yeah.
Your days are numbered, Derpy. I got my eye on you.
Somber.
There he is. All right, everybody. I do think that's it. As you too as well, Tortilla. Everybody, thank you so much again for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board. You guys always keep the show interesting, as you are the lifeblood of this show. You always will. You always were. You always will be. We thank you so much. From the bottom of our hearts, the terrible board, and as well everybody that's at home listening, watching, maybe on the TV, maybe listening in the car, perhaps at work, in the gym, wherever you may be checking us out. We thank you too. And there it is, Jamie. Jamie Carlos says, peace, fam. And he was the one that felt bad because Derpy is killing me. Killing me, Mike. He's killing me. So there you go.
He is. He's pushing you over the edge.
Oh, sick. And also, yes, let me think. Give me a moment to think. Where should I have guys send their information, Mike?
I'm still trying to figure out how to pull all this off. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay,
so
well, don't
I'll
worry.
have info hopefully by the end of the week.
Well, you just worry about where it needs to go. Is it going to be going to the email address? Is it going to be going to
probably the email address.
Okay, guys. So what's going on is he's going to be working on that. And here's what I'm going to do. If you were interested, and we're not again doing it till next Saturday, we'll be starting it next Saturday. If you want to be part of the network sharing, do send your information over, just letting us know you're interested. You don't have to send a million things. Just send us your name and stuff so we know. Go ahead and send that over via email. Mike, and the email address is...
Putting it up there now.
It's TWO, Dumb Yinzers. Mike's putting it up right now. Push it to the limit, Somber says. And Mike's throwing that up there for you real quick. There is the email address. Go ahead and copy and paste that if you need it. And do send over just your interest, if you will, if you are interested in being involved in the networking Saturdays. Again, it won't be this weekend. It'll probably be more than likely the following weekend. But just hit us up on this email address saying that you are interested, and we'll start putting it together and getting you involved in that as well. Mike is currently working on that. We'll be working on that for the next few days. So, again, if you're interested, let us know. We'll get that all figured out. Other than that, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get into everything Steelers leading up to this football game Thursday night. I do want to say Pirates back at it today as they travel to play to the South Florida. Speaking of Christophus right here at the bottom, top of the screen, Pirates heading to South Florida. While he is from South Florida here in Pittsburgh, they are starting a 3-game set today. Game 1, 6:40 against the Marlins. That is today. We'll be back tomorrow. All new day. Going to do it again for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big game against the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night. We hope to see everybody then. I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. Mike, anything before we roll? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, man. Have a good weekend, everyone. Or a good weekend. Have a good day, everyone.
Let's go. I do want to say thank you for that, Mike. Always keeping the laughs till the very end.
It's been a day.
RB, Chop, Mike, Finch, Derpy, myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Stay safe. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.